It's time for Oklahoma Sooner baseball.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch is a cold strike 3. He got it.
On the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield.
Lifted into left, well hit. Turning around, back to the wall. Reach.
Another one.
He caught another one.
Mackerel.
He caught another one.
Wow.
He's coming home. Throw to the plate. He's out. He's out. That's hit hard into left. He's at the track and off his glove and off the wall. RBI triple.
Sooner Baseball is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasting. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. The people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. And by MidFirst Bank, exclusive home of the OU debit and credit card.
Fly ball to right. That's deep. Track. Wall. Gone! Gone! You can unhitch the wagon.
Now, here's the voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland.
And welcome inside Boshamer Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Sooner Baseball is on the air. Today, it's the winner-take-all Game 7 of the Chapel Hill Regional. It's the Oklahoma Sooners and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Live college baseball on the Sooner Radio Network from Learfield. Hi, everybody. Good Monday afternoon to you. Toby Rowland with you once again, alongside former Sooner great Kendall Pettis. Carly Murray patrolling the dugout for us again today. Sooner Media Relations Director for Baseball, Patrick Dunn, hanging out in the booth with us, supplying us the numbers all day. And Darren McDermott running the show in our Learfield Sooner Network studio. Well, this is it. The whole enchilada, the kit and the caboodle, all the marbles. Winner take all Game 7 in Chapel Hill today for the Sooners and the Tar Heels. And the third matchup this weekend between OU and UNC. Oklahoma is here by virtue of winning back-to-back against-the-wall elimination games yesterday. They obliterated Nebraska 17-1 early. Easton Carmichael with 2 homers, and Cade Crossland with perhaps his best start in a Sooner uniform to move them into a rematch with North Carolina last night. And in front of a packed house of Diamond Heel fans, Dawson Willis got the scoring started for the Crimson and Cream. There's a fly ball into deep left. French back to the wall. Leaps. Gone! Dawson Willis! A lead-off home run into the trees and left here in the bottom of the third. And the Sooners strike first in the regional final. Carolina would take the lead with a pair of runs in the 5th. But freshman Drew Dickerson flipped the script back. 1-0. Hammer.
Oh, yes.
Left center field.
Oh, my God. Look at him.
Back goes Kepley. Warning track. Wall. Get out of here, ball. It's gone. Drew Dickerson. 2-run home run off the light pole. And he flipped it with one swing of the bat. Oklahoma's back in front. The 6th inning was a big one as the Sooners sent all 9 guys to the plate. And Jackson Willits, suddenly enemy number 1 of Tar Heel fans, came through in the clutch. 3-2. Ripped down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's a fair ball all the way to the wall. Carmichael scores. Here comes Christensen. He is safe. 2-run double for Willits. And it's 6-3 OU. Jackson delivers. OU took the lead into the late innings, and Dylan Crooks escaped a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the 8th. Then after a Desan Harris homer made it 9-5 Sooners, DC slammed the door in the 9th. First pitch to him is hit hard to second. It's caught by Branch, and you can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. There will be a Game 7 in Chapel Hill. Final score tonight, Oklahoma 9 and North Carolina 5. 2 wins on Sunday to stay alive. The Sooners scored 26 runs on Elimination Day, and they forced Game 7 today here on Tobacco Road. Kendall Pettis, how much fun was that?
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, if they had a camera up here with us, I mean, it would probably go viral. Just all the movement and excitement and jumping up and down and me pushing everybody around. I mean, I'm up here squealing and everything. It was a fun time. And even the first game was exciting, just exciting in a different way. I mean, it was an offensive outbreak by the Sooners in the first game, and then that second game against the Tar Heels, I mean, it was just a back and forth roller coaster of emotions. Really, really good time.
I can hear the wheels spinning in Carly Murray's head right now. She can sell the camera for SSP. If OU goes to the Super Regionals, we'll have Kendall Pettis Cam for that. Brought to you by, you can insert your advertisement here. Carly is down in the dugout for us again today. Hi, Carly.
Hey, Toby. I'll make sure to relay that message to our sellers at SSP. So, Kelly, if you're listening, we have some inventory out to sell. Well, Dylan Crooks was just doing DC things again. Last night, he secured his 16th save of the season, a number good for second nationally and second in a single season in program history, guys. Just great to see that performance again. I got to speak to him post-game last night. Dylan, I mean, what a game that was today. I mean, you come out here, bases are loaded, no outs. What's going through your mind when you got to go out here and get some outs for your team?
Oh, I love it. It's probably my favorite thing, dude. That's why closing my favorite thing. But, like, when I walked that last guy and I got to 2-0, I called that timeout, skipped, that was a perfect call. I said, Easton, whatever's happened, it's got to happen for a reason. Yeah. He goes, I know, like, it's already written for us. Yeah. So I said, whatever happened, it's supposed to happen. And then the rest is history. Yeah. Yes.
Well, you're your mom's child because she tells me that all the time. I talk to her nearly every game. You know, me and her are tight. So it's really cool to see that you guys. Oh, gosh, I'll say yes, ma'am. Dylan, I'm 23.
I know. My mom would kill me, though.
Okay. All right. Let's keep this thing rolling. What did you see from your offense tonight, especially from the young guys, Desan Harris and Drew Dickerson? Just really cool to see them come to life.
It's playoff baseball. Anything can happen. I'm proud for the young ones that's stepping up, especially Kyle Branch right there. Those last few hits, I mean, I know he's been struggling a little bit, but he's my roommate. I talked to him yesterday. I could have been happier. Dickerson, oh my goodness gracious. Have a day. I mean, that's how you step as a freshman, especially in postseason right there. I'm very proud of all of them.
Yeah. I mean, especially from a pitcher's perspective, can you just tell me what you see from Drew Dickerson? Because when you see him out there, he just looks different, yes, right? Like, you know how some people just got it? He just looks like a great ball player. What do you see from him?
It's the aura. It's the aura. I'm sorry. It just really is. It's like he has that confidence. He gets these guys going. And it's like when he steps in the play, everybody just rooting for him. And it's like the whole night, everybody just roots for each other. You saw it today. You saw 2 games in a row, 18 innings. It's like that's OU baseball. That's the brand we have right there. Is pick each other up, and we picked each other up tonight.
What did today give you in terms of what this team can do down the stretch, continuing into the postseason?
The confidence we always needed. Yeah. Hey, like Sid said, we drew the line. Now we have to go. We know we can. We know it's in this clubhouse. It's going to take everybody. So I'm excited.
All right. Thanks so much, Dylan.
Thank you.
Just really great to catch up with DC after the game. I guess I'm just going to have to let it pass that he says yes, ma'am to me, guys, even though I'm the same age as his brother Jimmy. Like, are you kidding me? But just really also great to hear his thoughts about Drew Dickerson. KP, I know that's your guy, and he's in the lineup again today.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy for sure. And every time we see each other, we get all hyped and, dab each other up, man. I'm his biggest hype man so far, and I'm just proud to see kind of how he's grown throughout this season as well. I mean, just starting as a freshman and doing what he's been doing in this postseason run, it's been pretty special.
Dylan Crooks and his family were there at the front entrance of the team hotel when we got back last night, KP, and he had a big smile on his face. And I said, thank you for making the 9th inning easy.
Yes.
I couldn't take any more drama last night. He just laughed and said, I had it the whole time.
Yeah, he did, and he did a really good job in that 9th inning, and just a really good job in general of just going up there and throwing strikes and pitching to contact. And I think that's the biggest thing. You got to let your defense work, and that's what Dylan Crooks did.
All right, the question is, does OU have enough pitching left to win a Game 7 today? It'll be Reed Hensley to get the start. Second start of the year for the senior from Lufkin, Texas. He's 4-1 with a 2.59 ERA. North Carolina will counter with Ryan Lynch, a freshman from Moorestown, New Jersey, also making his second start. He's 4-1 with a 2.92 earned run average. Thoughts on Reed Hensley getting the start today, KP?
I love it. I think it's going to take a special performance by Reed. But like you said, he's a senior. He's been here. He's been around the program, and he's a guy who throws strikes, and he's a guy who's going to go up there and compete. I mean, he's been around the program for quite some time now, and he's been around Skip for a while, and so I know he loves to compete, and I know he loves to be out there and actually wanting to help the guys win this game tonight.
It was a day of special performances up and down the lineup and on the mound yesterday. They're going to need more today if they're going to knock out the number 1 ranked team in America. Sooner Baseball pregame show is presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Coming up on our pregame show this afternoon, we'll hear from Skip Johnson. Chris Plank has a preview of the semifinals of the Women's College World Series coming up tonight in Oklahoma City. Starting lineups, NCAA Regional Scoreboard. We have 6 Game 7s today around the country. We'll preview those for you. KP will have his player to watch, keys to the game, and more as we count you down to a 2:06 Central Time first pitch today here at Boshamer Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Winner of this one moves to the Super Regionals. It's Oklahoma and North Carolina. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Cruise In Auto Spa, Norman's Car Wash, Detail, and Oil Change Center, where you can get the 7-day clean car guarantee. Now you can join the Cruise In Mobile Text Club. Text OU Free Wash to 855-592-0764 and receive a free car wash courtesy of Cruise In Auto Spa. Located at 1235 West Main in Norman, make sure to visit their website for more information, cruiseinautospa.com. Messaging and data rates may apply.
Have lunch at Norman's favorite hidden treasure, Midway Deli, tucked away at the corner of Chautauqua and Eufaula. We may be a little hard to find, but we're even harder to forget. Midway features delicious gourmet sandwiches and a great selection of homemade soups, pastas, and stews. Whether it's lunch or catering or booking our food truck, you'll love the food from Midway. Open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. Breakfast is served all day. The Midway, serving great food to Norman since 1955.
Here in Oklahoma, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2013, Precision Garage Door has been proud to be a part of the OKC and Tulsa communities. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we've got you covered. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Homeland brings savings and Sooner wins home all season long. Homeland and Game Day delivered by DoorDash brings you all the essentials right to your door. From tailgating treats to armchair quarterback snacks, we've got everything that you need. Order now and enjoy the freshness and savings Homeland is known for. Homeland and Sooner Game Day delivered by DoorDash.
What if you could make your energy dollars go further this summer? Switch to OG&E Smart Hours and pay nearly half price for electricity for 19 hours every weekday and all weekend long. So go ahead, bake an extra batch, stream another episode, and make your evenings cooler. Just switch your energy use to the 19 daily Smart Hours to help the grid, the environment, and your wallet. Sign up today to receive nearly half-priced electricity at oge.com/smarthours.
At Brahms, we offer more than just burgers, shakes, and fries. We have an entire fresh market for your everyday grocery needs, from farm fresh milk to meats, freshly baked breads, and produce. We also carry a wide variety of our premium ice cream, frozen yogurt, and sherbet. And with Brahms delivery trucks running 7 days a week, our items are always fresh. Stop by your neighborhood Brahms Fresh Market for an incredibly fast, incredibly convenient grocery shopping experience so you can spend more time on things that matter most.
Welcome back to the Walden Cleaners and Laundry pregame show. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Game 7 here today between Oklahoma and North Carolina. Let's update you now on the NCAA Regional Scoreboard, brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. And we'll start here. Here are the teams that have already advanced to the Super Regionals around the country. Louisville, Florida State, Arizona, more on them in a bit, Auburn, Coastal Carolina, Arkansas, West Virginia, Duke, UCLA, and UTSA. UTSA knocking out Texas last night. Those teams have already moved on. There are 6 more spots to fill. They'll be filled with decisive Game 7s today around the country. Ours is the first. Coming up tonight, 5 o'clock Central Time, Ole Miss and Murray State will play in Oxford. Also 5 o'clock, Oregon State and USC out in Corvallis. 5 o'clock tonight, Tennessee hosting Wake Forest in Knoxville. 8 o'clock tonight, LSU and Little Rock will play in Baton Rouge. And also 8 o'clock tonight, Southern Miss and Miami in Hattiesburg. Meanwhile, we are down to 4 in the Women's College World Series. Oklahoma's got to win twice tonight. Here's Chris Plank with a preview.
Well, the Sooners have given themselves a chance, Toby. Oklahoma beat Oregon last night 4-1, and they've advanced to the semifinals, where tonight they'll take on Texas Tech. The pregame show will be on the air at 5:30 to get you ready for the 6 o'clock first pitch. How about this? Just moments ago, Texas beat Tennessee. So the Texas Longhorns will be awaiting potentially Oklahoma in the championship series. But here's the big challenge. Oklahoma has to find a way to get around Nyjah Kennedy. If you haven't paid attention this year, Kennedy, who was at Stanford for the last 2 seasons, transferred to Texas Tech. They rolled their way through the regionals. They beat Florida State in 2 games, and they've rolled through the Women's College World Series undefeated. And Nyjah Kennedy has been absolutely amazing. She's only allowed 1 run in 2 games. So we'll see if the Sooners can get things going tonight. Likely see Sam Landry. And here's another interesting side story to tonight's game. Texas Tech's head coach, Jerry Glasgow, was Sam Landry's head coach when she was at Louisiana Lafayette before she transferred to OU for her senior season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And Texas is waiting in the championship series. It's Oklahoma and Texas Tech from Devon Park in Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, 5:30 pregame. Back to you in Chapel Hill, Tiro.
Thank you very much, Chris. I lied. We are down to 3 in the Women's College World Series. Texas will take on the winner of OU and Texas Tech for the national championship. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Our pregame conversation with Sooners head coach Skip Johnson is next. Game 7 of the Chapel Hill Regional on deck. It's Oklahoma and North Carolina. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry.
I can roller skate while walking my dog.
I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry.
I can roller skate while walking my dog.
I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Oklahoma Sooners. I mean, when you have an atmosphere like that, you got to win to keep your season going. Your guys are just fighting tooth and nail. The emotions running high. You had to be proud.
Yeah, I was. I mean, it was pretty amazing how they did pick each other up, and it really was a deal where, you know, the dugout was just as important as the guy on the field, you know, pulling for when they came off the field to give them reassurance. I mean, when something gets like that, it kind of gets spiritual at times. It gets magical for those guys.
Deshaun Harris.
Wow, is that pretty cool? I mean, that just shows you what development is about. I mean, you know, really. I mean, that's what we do it every day. I mean, great athlete, and he's gotten better and better and better, and I think those things are really huge.
Drew Dickerson has come alive for you here in Chapel Hill.
He was really touted out of high school. He's went through some up and downs, and when they come out of high school, they all want to play, man. They all want to play right now, and it's hard for them because they've played and they've been really good in this league. Freshmen don't play. I mean, it's just it's hard, and it's hard to get them to understand that, but I think we've done a great job with the younger kids, especially in the bullpen. With those younger guys, having them grow up a little bit of time because we could afford to do that because we've had older guys. I mean, you look at Jamie Hitt. Not Jamie Hitt. You look at Bowden. Really, Bowden really is a freshman. Young. Because he threw like 2 innings for A&M last year.
Yeah.
And Cam Johnson, you look at those guys, and it's just that's the exciting thing about it,
I don't want to take Easton for granted, and we'll move on after this. But, he gets a lot of headlines, so we tend to not talk about him as much. But, golly, he just keeps hitting the baseball for you, Coach.
Yeah, the bat he had last night, all those things he did in the first game. And that's
2 home runs.
That's vintage him when he's rolling, But the bat he had last night, totally out of control, swinging at balls that they could have faked and not thrown, and then to get back in control to get a ball hit over the second baseman. That was really big, really, really big. That just shows you the maturity of him and what we do in our program.
All right, you got to win one more. Cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Who we got left to throw today?
I don't know. Maybe we ought to give them the shock and awe. These guys don't even know what shock and awe is.
Huh?
Ask everybody to throw 1 inning. I don't know. I have no clue yet. I think I'm going to start Reed Hensley. We talked a little bit about it this morning early. When we got back, we'll see. Maybe we ought to give these guys a shock and awe.
Who all do you feel like are available today? Or maybe a better question is who's not available today?
Well, I think, I don't know. I think that Malachi could probably throw a little bit. And I guarantee it, Kyson could probably throw, but I don't know if I'll do that to him. I doubt if I'll do that to him. His bullpen would be Tuesday or Wednesday of this week.
Would today be Malachi's bullpen since he went Friday?
No, Tuesday usually is your bullpen. Yeah, if it's a Friday, it's usually that. So I don't know. There are a lot of them. That's one good thing about it too is Bowden could run probably back out there. I don't know about Hitt. I think he's maybe 40 pitches. I don't know. I have to look at it. I would like to Hitt run it back out there. Barfield, I don't think he could run back out there. I think he is over probably 50. I don't know. I have to look at it.
Yeah. It's a puzzle today to figure out how to get 9 innings in. Well, I can't wait. You got one more win in you today?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Go get him, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's head coach Skip Johnson, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. We know Reed Hensley's going to start. Who else gets used today is a mystery. We're all here to find out. We'll take a break. Starting lineups coming up soon. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Spring is in full swing, and there's no better way to celebrate the refreshing weather than with a cup of real refreshment at HTO. With over 20 flavors of freshly brewed iced tea to choose from, you're sure to find a flavor you'll love, like strawberry passion, Texas chai, blueberry, or Georgia peach. Can't choose just one? You don't have to. Mix and match endless flavor combinations to make your own tasty creation. Welcome to your happy place. HTO. Real tea, real refreshing.
Hey, OU fans, last year was a big year for us, but we're calling it now. This year is game-changing. Call it your staycation destination, your Beat the Heat retreat, your after-sport resort. With indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more, we just call it Okana. And it's open now, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com.
Hey Sooner fans, this is Malachi Witherspoon with OU Baseball. Want to be the ace of your tailgate this baseball season? Visit Homeland stores for all your favorite game day snacks and grilling needs on your way to the game. From burgers and hot dogs to chips and sides or cakes and desserts, Homeland has everything you need to knock your tailgate out of the park. Check out any of your local Homeland stores to stock up. Homeland, proud sponsor of OU Baseball.
Big car payments? That's no fun. Even if you love your car or truck, the wrong vehicle loan can leave you wondering if your payment could have been lower. So if you're paying more than you should on your car loan every month, give a little love to your budget and contact Communication Federal Credit Union. There's no cost to find out if we can help. Plus, all new vehicle loans and refinances get the first 90 days with no payment. Love your car and your loan payment with Communication Federal. Offer subject to credit union approval, federally insured by NCUA. Current CFCU loans not eligible for refinance.
Looking for a dealership that puts you first? At Fowler Honda, we pride ourselves on offering a hassle-free car buying experience. With our staff, you'll find the perfect new or certified pre-owned vehicle in no time. Plus, with competitive pricing and flexible financing options, driving off in your dream Honda is easier than ever. Come visit us at Fowler Honda today, where great service and your next vehicle are waiting. Sooners at Tar Heels, Game 7, winner to the Supers. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield. All right, KP, how about your Riverwind Casino keys to the game today? What you got?
It's winner take all, Toby. It's gonna be one of those games where a lot of these kids, especially the young guys, they haven't played in a game as high emotional as this game today. And so I think my keys to the game are don't let your emotions play, but play against the ball. And that's something that Skip has taught me and has said to the crew before is, you can't let your emotions play, because when you let your emotions play, that's when things get out of whack. You lose your routine and things like that. So if you're going against the ball and you play against the ball, then you should be okay. And if you refuse to let those people across from you bully you, I think we'll be okay.
Riverwind Casino, keys to the game. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. Let's check in downstairs with Carly Murray.
Well, Toby, last night after the press conference, I left with Skip and a couple of the players, and he found out that Oklahoma is the home team today. And he was elated. He was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that we're the home team today. And he was saying the same thing this morning at breakfast, guys. They're just really, really excited to be the home team today, guys.
Now, if you're wondering why, we'll explain that to you here in a bit. It takes a while. We'll take a break. First pitch coming up next between Oklahoma and North Carolina. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son Ricky took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was gonna have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This has been the Sooner Pregame Show, presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. We're about 3 minutes away from first pitch. If you're ready now, here are the starting lineups, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, proudly serving our community since 2013. North Carolina, the visiting team today. They're 44-13 on the year. Same lineup they've used the entire regional. Leadoff man is their center fielder, Kane Kepley. Batting second at second base, Jackson Vanderbrake. All-American Luke Stevenson is the catcher. He'll hit third. Cleanup hitter, Gavin Gallagher at third base. He's 9 for 12 in the regional. Hunter Stokely at first base will bat fifth. The shortstop, Alex Madera, hit sixth. Batting seventh at right field, Tyson Bass. The DH, Sam Angelo, who homered here twice on Saturday night, will hit eighth. And batting ninth in left field, Carter French. Again for the Tar Heels, Kepley in center, Vanderbrake at second, Stevenson behind the plate. Gallagher at third, Stokely at first, Madera the shortstop, Bass in right, Angelo the DH, and French is in left field. Oklahoma takes the field. Defensively, they line up like this for Game 7. Trey Gamble in left, Jason Walk in center, and Desan Harris is in right. Infield, Dawson Willis at third, Jackson Willits at short, Kyle Branch at second, Sam Christensen at first. Easton Carmichael is the catcher, and the senior, Reed Hensley, gets the start on the mound. KP, who's your OU Health player to watch today?
I'm going to have to go with Jackson Willage today, man. I think the bad boy Jax, I'm loving it. I love that he's got that rep now for the Tar Heels, especially since he's like the nicest kid ever. But, I think he kind of likes that role of he doesn't mind playing that role, especially on the road. And I think he's one of those guys who he's from Oklahoma. He loves Oklahoma. His dad's an Oklahoma guy, so he's going to do everything in his ability to win this game tonight.
OU Health, proud to be Oklahoma's flagship academic health system. Umpires brought to you by the Cavens Group. Brian DeBrouwer at home plate calls the balls and strikes today. Jeff Wright at first, Brian Marine at second, and Joe Harris is at third. Cavens Group, if you have a water emergency or mold issue at your home, give Cavens Group a call, 405-573-3048. Available 24 hours a day. Now the Sooners going with the Crimson Unis today. White pants as the home team and crimson hats. Those crimson jerseys say Oklahoma in white lettering across the chest, white numerals front and back. And the crimson hats have the interlocking OU in white on the front. North Carolina, same jerseys, or slightly different jerseys. They're not pinstriped as last night. They got baby blue jerseys, Carolina blue, white pants as the road team, faux pas. And those Carolina blue jerseys say Carolina in white lettering across them with navy blue numerals and a navy blue hat. It's Carolina in script. Kane Kepley steps in. Reed Hensley climbs the hill. And we are about set for baseball. Winner of this one heads to the Sweet 16. For the loser, the season ends today. Here we go. First pitch to Kepley, in there for a called strike one, and we're underway. First pitch at 3:06 p.m. Eastern Time.
It's a good start right there by Reed, going first pitch strike right there. Gotta love it.
Kepley 3 for 12 in the regional. Takes the next pitch a bit low. Kepley, the table setter, batting .290 on the year with 2 homers, 41 stolen bases. You do not want him to get aboard to start an inning. Here's the 1-1. And that one misses. 2 balls and a strike. Sooners play Kepley straight up. Flags blowing a bit more today than we've seen the last 3 days here. There's a foul ball backing out of play. In fact, let's take a look at our game day weather brought to you by Oklahoma's own News 9 and the Oklahoma weather expert David Payne. 78 degrees at first pitch. And a 4-mile-an-hour wind, it says, out of the north-northwest. Looks like it's maybe blowing a little bit harder than that. Maybe up to 10. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kepley. The pitch is low and away, ball 3. Game day weather brought to you by Oklahoma's own News 9. We're going to play this game in the high 70s today. No threat of rain.
For the first time.
Yeah. First time, you're right. Here's the payoff. Ground ball to shortstop. Willis, gloves, throws, got him, and there's a big first out.
Yeah, like you said, a huge first out right there. Really good job by Reed to go battle through that 3-2 count right there and get that leadoff guy and Kepley out.
Well, the Sooners are the home team because of this. In the NCAA tournament, regionals and super regionals and College World Series, they try to keep it even. How many times you're the home team, how many times you're the visiting team. Whether you agree with that or not is a different debate, but that's how they do it. Van de Breek fouls the first pitch off. So coming into today's game, Carolina had been the home team twice, the road team once. Oklahoma had been the home team twice, the road team twice. OU had already been the visiting team twice here. Carolina only once, so that meant today, Sooners again for the second straight day, the home team against North Carolina. Swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 0-2. Second start of the year for Hensley. His other came against Dallas Baptist in Norman on April 8th. He went 2 1/3 in that one, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. The 0-2 pitch just missed. Hensley thought he struck him out. He started the victory walk, and it's 1-2.
And even though it wasn't that strong of a start against DBU, you always got to put an asterisk by DBU, man. I mean, the Sooners and DBU, like I said, death taxes and DBU baseball.
Curveball bounces, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The last 4 appearances for Reed have been outstanding. He has, against Ole Miss, Kentucky, Texas, and Vanderbilt, all of those tourney teams, went 6 1/3, gave up no runs, struck out 9. And there's strike 3 called. Got him looking, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the first. First strikeout for Reed Hensley.
Boy, does he look good already. That fastball's gotten up to 94. His fastball's looking good, and I don't know what that is. Maybe a live piece or cutter at 89, 90. I mean, it's looking fantastic right now. Keeping it on the edge of the plate. Doing a really good job against the top of the lineup so far.
Luke Stevenson. 254 average, ACC leading, 18 home runs. 0 for 11 in the regional so far. Lefty with big power. And the first pitch to him is away. So the Sooners in crimson, Carolina in blue. Game 7 here in Chapel Hill. 2 outs, nobody on. Hensley kicks and fires the 1-0 and misses high and away. 2-0.
And even though Luke Stevenson hasn't gotten a hit in this tourney yet, I mean, he's in there 3-hole for a reason. And he has 18 home runs, led the ACC. He's a good prospect, so you got to be careful with him no matter what.
The pitch inside, ball 3. The red-hot Gavin Gallagher on deck if you lose Stevenson. Hensley's fallen behind, 3 balls and no strikes. Brings it to the plate, and that's a good one. 3-1. Fastball. Going to be fascinating to see how Skip Johnson tries to piece together the pitching today. And can the offense stay hot? Here's the 3-1. Too high, ball 4. First base runner for the Tar Heels. Crowd not as big as we've seen here the last couple of days. It is a Monday afternoon. It's a work day, but still a good crowd. Maybe 2,500 or so. Yeah. Place seats 4,000.
I bet you some people will start filing in a little later in the game, too.
Gallagher takes a first pitch strike. Sooners have not been able to get this guy out. Nobody has. 9 for 12 with 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 6 runs batted in the regional. Hitting .313 on the year with 15 bombs. Takes a breaking ball outside, blocked by Carmichael. And it's a ball and a strike. Gallagher drove in 4 of their 5 runs last night. And he bats with 2 outs and a runner aboard here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and he was unstoppable last night. But luckily with a big guy in Luke Stevens at first base, if the ball gets in the gap here, we might have a chance of getting him out at the plate.
The 1-1. Grounded back to the mound, off the glove of Hensley, fielded by Branch, flips it on to first, throw is high, safe is the call. Christensen had to come just off the bag, little toes off the bag to field it. That'll be an infield single for Gallagher, and there's 2 aboard here in the first. Tough luck there. Just barely got by the glove of Hensley.
Yeah, just a really tough play all around. I mean, with KB trying to come around that ball and throw it to first, that's a hard throw. I thought he might have had a chance of getting Stevenson out there at second base, but that's just a tough play all around.
And they have given an error on that. Wow.
Yeah,
E4, I guess.
I already wrote a hit down on my scoreboard.
I don't think that's a good scoring decision at all. Here's Stokely, 2 on, 2 out. And he takes a first pitch strike. Big left-handed hitting first baseman. .320 average. 13 homers. 2 for 11 in the regional. He's got Stevenson at second, Gallagher at first. Hensley, the 0-1. A little bit high. Hasn't yet been able to dial in that outstanding curveball he's got. That's his killer weapon. Hensley set. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. There it is. That's a good sign. That was a sharp curveball. Stokely swung over the top of it. 1-2. Two on, two out. The pitch. Chopped foul at the plate, up and off of Stokely's body. Inning started with a ground out by Kepley. Struck out Vanderbrake looking. And Stevenson walked. Gallagher reached on the Branch error. And a 1-2 count to Stokely. Here it comes. Line drive, left center field. That's a base hit. And it's up the alley to the wall. Stevenson scores. Gallagher being waved home. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. And it's 2-0 Tar Heels. 2-run double for Stokely. Drove it up the left center field alley. And it's North Carolina that scores first on Monday.
Yeah, what a beautiful swing right there by Hunter Stokely. Just absolutely crushing that ball to the opposite field gap right there. Really stayed on that fastball away by Reed Hensley.
So 3 straight reach after 2 out in the inning. And Alex Madera now, the shortstop, will be the batter. Takes a first pitch curveball for strike 1. Hunter Stokely drives in the first 2 runs of this game. The 0-1. Hot shot, base hit left field. That'll score Stokely. And it's 3-0 Carolina. RBI single for Madera. 35th run batted into the year.
You can tell this Carolina, these fans are loud already, and it's early, and it's not even packed in here yet. So really good job by the Carolina offense to, come in here with 2 outs and be able to put some runs on the board.
Those left-handed hitters going the other way against Hensley. Back-to-back 2-out RBI hits. Tyson Bass now the hitter. Right-handed hitting right fielder takes one high. And Carmichael's going to jog out to the mound to have a word with Reed Hensley here. 3 runs in the top of the first for North Carolina. Well, remember back to Saturday night. North Carolina put 6 on the board in the first in that one and never looked back against Kyson Witherspoon. They were unearned runs, but still, they grabbed control of that game right off the bat. 3 so far here today. Easton back behind the plate. It's a 1-0 count. Bass 4 for 11 in the regional with a double and a homer. The pitch grounded to third. Willis has it. He'll make the throw across the diamond, and that'll end the inning. The damage done. North Carolina scores 3. Sooners grabbing the bats for the first time when we come back in Chapel Hill. Today's broadcast brought to you by the OU Community Cornerstone Partners of Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
At Brahms, we offer more than just burgers, shakes, and fries. We have an entire fresh market for your everyday grocery needs, from farm fresh milk to meats, freshly baked breads, and produce. We also carry a wide variety of our premium ice cream, frozen yogurt, and sherbet. And with Brahms delivery trucks running 7 days a week, our items are always fresh. Stop by your neighborhood Brahms Fresh Market for an incredibly fast, incredibly convenient grocery shopping experience, so you can spend more time on things that matter most.
While other dealers are offering the same deals, you'll get more at Bob Moore Ford. Right now, get employee pricing on over 500 new Ford trucks, Broncos, and SUVs. Plus, Bob Moore gives you 1 year of maintenance included. Get Ford employee pricing now and maintenance included for the next year only at Bob Moore Ford. Conveniently located on Southeast 89th and I-35. Or browse our entire selection online at bobmooreford.com. Offer ends 6/2/25.
Big car payments? That's no fun. Even if you love your car or truck, the wrong vehicle loan can leave you wondering if your payment could have been lower. So if you're paying more than you should on your car loan every month, give a little love to your budget and contact Communication Federal Credit Union. There's no cost to find out if we can help. Plus, all new vehicle loans and refinances get the first 90 days with no payment. Love your car and your loan payment with Communication Federal. Offer subject to credit union approval, federally insured by NCUA. Current CFCU loans not eligible for refinance.
Sooner starting lineup brought to you by Precision Garage Door Service, proudly serving our community since 2013. Skip and Reggie will send them to the plate in this order today. Jason Walk bats leadoff in center field. Easton Carmichael, the catcher, will hit second. Hitting third at first base, Sam Christensen. Jackson Willits at shortstop is the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth in left field, Trey Gamble. Second baseman Kyle Branch will hit sixth. Dasan Harris on a tear here in Chapel Hill. He'll hit seventh. He's in right. Big DH Drew Dickerson will bat eighth. And hitting ninth at third base, Dawson Willis. One more time for the Sooners. Walk in center, Carmichael the catcher, Christensen at first. Willits at short, Gamble in left, Branch at second. Harris in right, Dickerson the DH, and Willis at third base. And they're facing freshman right-hander Ryan Lynch on the mound, making his second start of the year. First pitch to Jason Walk is outside a ball. Walk wearing the stirrups today.
Yeah, I'm liking them. They actually look quite nice on him.
Jay Walk, 3 for 15 in the regional with a double. He has walked twice. The 1-0 is a strike on the inner half. Starting lineups presented by Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right. The other start this year for Ryan Lynch was last week in the championship game of the ACC tournament. Inside, 2-1. He went 4 innings against Clemson. Gave up 2 hits, no runs. Struck out 7.
Yeah, and this is a big game right here by Lynch. So we'll see, especially as a freshman, we'll see how he does.
2-1 is hit sharply to second, gloved by Vanderbrake. He throws it to first for out number 1. Defensively, the Tar Heels have French in left, Kepley in center, Bass in right. On the infield, Gallagher at third, Madera at short, Vanderbrake at second, Stokely at first, Stevenson behind the plate. Carmichael now. 2 home runs yesterday against Nebraska in the first elimination game. 7 for 18 in the regional. And the first pitch is outside. He's got 3 home runs and 6 runs batted in. Batting a team-high .326 on the year with 17 bombs. And he's ahead in the count here, 2-0.
And he's been hot all tournament long and just all year long as well. I mean, I'm very impressed in the home run difference between this year and last year. I mean, it's been quite special how much mature he's become.
Outside again, 3-0. You got 2 of the top college catchers in America in this regional here, in Luke Stevenson and Easton Carmichael. Lynch yet to throw him a strike. The 3-0 pitch, a little bit high, and he walked him on 4. And the Sooners have their first base runner.
Yeah, and it clearly looks like they didn't really want to throw to Easton right there. Every fastball right there was away, and that 3-0-1 just being high right there. At that point, just put him on and try to work with somebody else.
Sam Christensen playing first base. Dayton Taki had tweaked his ankle on Saturday and has not played since. Sam's been playing first base and has been swinging a hot bat here. Fouls the first pitch back. Sam 5 for 12 with 3 doubles and a triple in Chapel Hill, and he's driven in 3. Hitting .256 on the year. Carmichael a short lead at first. The 0-1. Too high. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Lynch.
And the North Carolina offense did a really good job of making Reed throw a lot of pitches in that first inning as well. So we'll kind of have to keep an eye on that as well throughout this game.
The 1-1. Pulled foul. Breaking ball. This is the 6th Game 7 Oklahoma has played in a regional. The first one in 2006, they defeated Wichita State in Norman. 2012, they beat Appalachian State. That was in Charlottesville, Virginia. Here's the 1-2 to Sam. Line drive center field, base hit. Carmichael waited to see it down. He'll stop at second. And the Sooners have 2 on with 1 out.
It looks like the bats can still get a little hot as well, so this is good. That was a very, very good swing right there by Sam Christensen. Really loved that swinging going right up the middle.
Here comes the bad boy of Chapel Hill, Jackson Willits. 2018, OU lost the Game 7 of the Tallahassee Regional to Mississippi State. 2022, your guys won in Gainesville. And then last year, Sooners lost the Game 7 in Norman against Connecticut. So 3-2 in Game 7s. Willits takes strike 1. Jackson 6 for 19 in Chapel Hill. 2 doubles, 6 runs batted in. He's hitting .306 on the year with 9 homers. First and second, 1 out. The 0-1. Fly ball into left. Backing is French. On the edge of the warning track, squeezes it for out number 2. And it'll be up to Trey Gamble now to get a run home here in the bottom of the first. Carolina leads this game 3-0.
Yeah, but I'm liking the swings that the Sooners are putting on the bat right here. I mean, what a swing right there by Jackson Willis. Just 2 hard outs. I mean, even Jason Walk's ground out was hit pretty hard and hit on the screws. So that's a good sight to see.
2 on, 2 out for Gamble. And he fouls the first pitch down the left field line. Trey 5 for 17 in the regional. 3 walks. .290 average on the year with 4 homers. Leads the team with 48 walks drawn. Behind the count, no balls and a strike, and the next one is grounded to third. Gallagher takes it. He'll just step on the third base bag, and that ends the inning. Well, the Sooners get a pair on, but fail to score. We head to the second. It's 3-0 Tar Heels in the regional final here in Chapel Hill. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Riverwind is bringing the heat this June at OKC's favorite casino.
So get the party started with the hottest jackpots in town.
Book a stay at our hotel for a weekend of fun with friends.
Win like an all-star on your go-to games.
Grab a bite and a bev at one of our fabulous eateries.
Go for gold with your wild card and play for your chance at $80,000 in our Sunshine Riches giveaway.
For the best summer yet and unforgettable good times, make it Riverwind.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Right, your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
Right, your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
From the Barry Switzer Center to Owen Field, experience Oklahoma football like never before with an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Purchase your ticket today at Soonersports.com/stadium tours. 3-0 Carolina, second inning. Reed Hensley back to the mound, and he'll start this inning against the DH, Sam Angelo. 2 home runs Saturday night for Angelo against OU. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 3 for 8 in the regional. The grad student out of Toms River, New Jersey. Transferred here from Montclair State. And the 0-1 is a little bit outside. Toms River, New Jersey, famous for winning the Little League World Series many years ago.
Nice.
There's the 1-1 to the Tar Heel leadoff man in the second, and he rips a base hit into left field. And again, a left-handed hitter going the other way. All 3 of their hits have been identical.
Yeah, they really have. Just absolutely obliterating the ball to that left center gap right there. They've just got a really good plan up there against Reed Hensley right now. I mean, any fastball or cutter away, they've just been able to stay on it and be able to drive it the other way. So looks like the Sooner bullpen is already getting a little moving around. Looks like Gavin Jones just picked up a baseball.
Carter French now, left fielder, another left-handed hitter. 2 for 10 in the regional. 235 average, shows bunt, takes a pitch outside. Angelo does not have a stolen base on the year. He's the runner at first. And the 1-0 to French is bunted foul. Tried to push it down the third baseline. It's a ball and a strike.
I will say, though, Toby, that Reed's doing a good job of throwing strikes. North Carolina's just doing a better job of putting the bat on the ball right now, and they've got a really good plan up there. I think if he could start incorporating some back foot sliders or things like that, this seems like everything's kind of over the plate.
French pulls the bat back and takes the breaking ball low. 2 balls and a strike. Winner of this game will face the Arizona Wildcats in the Super Regional. If Carolina wins, that Super Regional will be here. If Oklahoma wins, they will decide that at a meeting tonight where that series will be played. He bunts through that, foul, 2-2. Both Oklahoma and Arizona are 2 seeds. So the NCAA would have to make a decision on which would be awarded the Super. That has not yet been decided. Oklahoma has never hosted a Super Regional, by the way. Here's the 2-2. Swinging, grounded to second, could be 2. Flip to Willits for 1, relay to first, ring it up. 4-6-3 double play. And there's 2 outs here in the second.
We could use a lot of those today, Toby. I honestly haven't really seen too many by the Sooners' turn in this tournament so far, so I wouldn't mind seeing 3 to 4 of those today.
Every Sooner double play brought to you by Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Back to the top of the order, Kepley now with 2 outs. He grounded out to short his first time. And he takes a curveball below the zone. And you say, how does the NCAA decide? That's a good question. Everybody has a different opinion. Teams have to put in bids. Both Oklahoma and Arizona, it is believed, did put in a bid. There's a strike, 1-1. That is a dollar amount they're guaranteeing to the NCAA if the Super Regional comes to them. So that factors in. Quality of your stadium, weather, who you beat. As far as, Oklahoma would have beaten the higher-seeded opponent in North Carolina. Arizona won the Eugene-Oregon Regional. Oregon, the 12th seed. All of that would be factored in. They'll spit out a decision, but Oklahoma's got to win this game before that matters. 2 balls and a strike to Kepley.
I bet you Arizona's probably watching this game pretty closely.
Win around 2-2. Yeah, they're rooting for the Sooners because if Carolina wins, decision made. They got to come here. If Oklahoma wins, they got a shot of hosting. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Hensley kicks and fires. pulled to first. Fair ball, gloved by Christensen, steps on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 second for Hensley. We played 1.5 here in Chapel Hill, 3-0 North Carolina in front. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
If you want to better understand how oil and natural gas power modern life, let Mike Rowe, America's storyteller, introduce you to the people who make it all happen. Go watch their stories, oerb.com/Mike Rowe. Mike's adding new videos all the time. Bottom second, 3-0 Carolina. It'll be Kyle Branch leading off for OU. Sooners got a hit and a walk in the first, but couldn't push one across. Branch 4 for 18 in the regional, 6 runs batted in. He takes the first pitch for a strike.
And Branch has looked good today, too. I was watching him in BP. Looked like he was squaring the ball up pretty well to all fields, so hopefully we can get a few hits out of him today as well.
Grounds it right back to the mound. No problem for Lynch. 1 out. It has been a wild NCAA baseball tournament so far. We have already seen the 1, 2, 7, 11, and 12 seeds go down. Vanderbilt, Texas, Georgia, Clemson, and Oregon all out. Over half of the 13 SEC teams that made it have already been eliminated. 7 out, 6 remaining at start of day. Only 2 have advanced. Desan Harris takes a ball. Vanderbilt, Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, Kentucky, Georgia, and Texas all done. Desan Harris, 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 7 for 9 here in Chapel Hill. The home run, that came in the 9th inning last night. He's also got a double and 4 runs batted in.
Yeah, Desan's been awesome this tournament so far.
Lines that down the third base line, but foul, hit it hard the other way. 1-2.
I think that's kind of been his bread and butter so far as well. He's been able to drop that ball to the opposite field, and if they leave him one over the middle of the plate, obviously he turned on that one last night.
They're playing him the other way in the outfield. They're giving him, if he pulled one down the right field line, he could run for days. 1-2 is back. That's the glove of the pitcher. Picked up at second by Vanderbrake. Throw to first, not in time. Desan beat it out. It nicked off the glove of Lynch. Kind of died in the grass. Vanderbrake charged and barehanded it. Made a close play of it. But Desan's aboard. He's now 8 for 10 in Chapel Hill.
Man, Desan really loves North Carolina, I swear.
1 on, 1 out for Big Drew. Here's the other breakout story with the bats. Drew Dickerson has homered twice. He has doubled his home run total on the year. Takes the first pitch high. Last night's home run was off the light pole to the right of the scoreboard in left center field. 6 for 14 in the regional, 5 runs batted in. One-0. Fly ball into right, hit well, back is Bass, warning track, wall, he did it again! Dickey did it again! An opposite field homer for Drew Dickerson, 2-run shot, and the Sooners are back in it. It's 3-2.
This kid is insane, Toby. I mean, this is an absolute. I mean, I've never seen anything like this by a hitter right now with the type of streak that Drew Dickerson is on. I mean, the opposite field power that he has, and just the will to just continue to put the team on his shoulders, man. As a freshman, I mean, he's been incredible.
8th home run of the regional for Oklahoma, 5th of the year for Dickerson, his 3rd in Chapel Hill. And the bottom of the lineup coming up big again for OU. Here's Dawson Willis. He takes a ball high. Harris, Dickerson, and Dawson Willis were huge last night. And their first at-bats today, single homer. Only the 2nd home run Lynch has given up all year. And he throws the next pitch way outside. He's behind 2-0 to Dawson Willis. Dawson homered last night to left. He's 6 for 16. Also has a double. The 2-0. Downstairs, ball 3.
And even though we're still down 1 run, I mean, just that home run that Dickerson hit, that's such a confidence boost for the team right there. You know, we haven't scored any runs yet, and North Carolina decided to put a 3 spot on us in the first inning. So for Dickerson to hit that home run right there is pretty clutch.
Ball 4.
KP, you're exactly right about that being a confidence booster. Jackson Willits immediately went over to Kyle Barrington and said, "We're picking each other up, Kyle. We're picking each other up." Really cool to see it inject some life into the offense a little bit.
A 4-pitch walk after the home run has Dawson Willis aboard, and that'll draw a visit to the mound from North Carolina pitching coach Bryant Gaines. And Dawson with speed aboard, representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 2nd. Drew Dickerson, 2 home runs all season. He has 3 in the regional. Unbelievable.
Kind of sounds like me, Toby.
It does. It's reminiscent of Kendall Pettis 2022.
But I promise you, Drew Dickerson has way more juice than I do. He'll have way more home runs in his career than I ever will.
I was about to say, don't do that to Drew Dickerson.
No, trust me, I would.
He may have a little bit more riz than you. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Juice, riz.
Muscles, I think, is the right word. We've had a easy. Don't turn our power off there. We've had a bee visit the booth, and KP's trying to. I think he's effectively killed it. Good job, guys. You saved my life.
Teamwork, yeah. I didn't know that was a bee.
Jason Walk after the visit to the mound. Willis at first, nobody out. First pitch shows bunt, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Might mean it here with the bunt. You'd love to get Dawson to second with Carmichael coming up next. And Christensen after him, who already has a hit today. Swinging away, though, 0-2.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded a bunt either right there by Jaywalk. I know that third baseman's playing in, but if Jaywalk could put a pretty good bunt down, he's going to be safe regardless. He's got too much speed, but he's been swinging the bat pretty well, too, putting the barrel on the ball.
Here's the 0-2 from Lynch. Into the back foot slider, almost hit his back foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-2 Carolina, bottom 2nd. Willis the lead at first. 18 stolen bases on the year. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on that slider this time for out number 1. First strikeout for Lynch.
And that's a good pitch right there by Lynch. I mean, that back foot slider is deadly, it looks like. I mean, good take by Jaywalk on the previous one, but couldn't hold up on that one.
Easton Carmichael now walked his first time. 1 on, 1 out. And he looks at one outside. Well, hard to run on Stevenson. We've seen his cannon the last 3 days. A tremendous defensive catcher. And the 1-0 pitch is a hard hit ball toward right center field, headed for the alley. Bass is back, reaches, makes the running catch. Oh no, Dawson Willis was running on the play, and that's out number 3. There was 2 outs of the inning. That was almost to the wall. Caught by the right fielder Bass on the warning track, and that ends the inning. The Sooners get 2-run homer for Dickerson. And as we go to the third, it's a 1-run game. 3-2 Tar Heels. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Orthodontics Exclusively is proud to sponsor the Junior Captain of the game. Junior Captain, the ultimate fan experience for kids grades 3 through 7. Visit either locations in Norman or South OKC for a free consultation. Tar Heels lead at 3-2 as we go to the third inning. Jackson Vanderbrake leads off, takes the first pitch high from Reed Hensley. Gavin Jones continues to warm in the Sooner bullpen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we don't score any runs here, you think we put in Gavin in that situation? In this situation?
That's a good question. Fly ball to left, but didn't get it all. Trey Gamble under it, and he's got it for out number 1. I don't know. Hensley just had a 1-2-3 inning, so yeah. I'm not sure. It's a good question, though. I think he's ready if Reed runs into any trouble here in the third, perhaps. This is a heavily left-handed lineup. 6 left-handed bats in Carolina's lineup. So you saw Oklahoma have some success with Barfield and Hitt last night. Luke Stevenson walked and scored in the first. Takes a curveball for a strike. The crowd disagrees.
I'm pretty sure it was right down the middle.
That one is high, 1-1. NCAA loves to send Oklahoma to the ACC. It's the 6th time in the last 8 postseasons that Oklahoma's been involved in. They've sent them to an ACC regional. Stevenson takes the next pitch low. Virginia twice. Virginia Tech once, Louisville once, Florida State once, and now North Carolina.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's up with that? 2 balls and a strike to Stevenson. Hensley kicks and fires. Foul ball out of play. The only other 2 in that span. Of course, OU hosted last year. Do you remember the other one?
I do not.
2022. Gainesville.
Gainesville. Oh, yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Stevenson. Here it comes. Upstairs.
I actually just got something on my year ago today. I think we were, or not year ago, but 3 years ago today, that we were in Gainesville. So
it was so hot and sticky there. Remember how humid it was there?
I don't think I stopped sweating as soon as I landed.
Full count to Stevenson. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back off the glove of Hensley. He's going to chase it down, and he can't get control of it. Stevenson's aboard. That was a little bit of chaos. Stevenson kind of dove for the bag. Sam went for the ball, then changed his mind. He slipped. Hensley chased it down. He bobbled it. I'm sure that'll be an infield single in the end.
Yeah, 100%. I think that'll be an infield single right there. Luke Stevenson hit that ball pretty well. And Reed tried to get a good glove on it, but just couldn't knock it down enough for him to pick it up and be able to throw it over there to Sam.
Everybody ended up on the ground in that one. Well, here's that guy. Gallagher reached on an error and scored first time up. 1 on, 1 out. Takes a curveball for a strike. I mean, if he can spot that thing, then he can stay in this game a little bit longer.
Yeah, I agree.
The 0-1, way inside. That would have hit him, but Gallagher hopped out of the way. You would have wore that one.
Yeah, I'm not jumping out of the way. This is game 7.
That's right. The 1-1. Line drive, base hit. Gallagher, another hit. Stevenson's going to try for 3, and he's going to get there. And they're on the corners with 1 out. That guy, I'd be very happy to not see him anymore.
Yeah,
10th hit of the regional.
He's special, Toby. I mean, and he's only a sophomore. And that's the crazy thing. He's only a sophomore. He has another year here at North Carolina. So just a really good prospect.
He is not their best hitter on the year. He's just having a Desan Harris type regional.
Yeah.
Here comes Skip, and he's going to go to the bullpen. So we got a Serta Pro Painters pitching change for the Sooners here in the 3rd. North Carolina leading 3-2 and threatening. We'll tell you about the new OU arm when we come back. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Hey Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Grant. Hang out with friends at the Adult Wellness Center or tee off at Westwood. And don't forget to make a splash at the Westwood Family Aquatic Center. Follow us on social at Norman OK Parks to explore all we have to offer. Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Pitching change brought to you by Serta Pro Painters. Are you looking to make a change in your home? The professionals at Serta Pro Painters can help. Mention this ad, get 10% off your interior or exterior painting. From Serta Pro Painters, call 405-990-8521. Should also remind you that Drew Dickerson is homered today. And every Sooner home run is brought to you by Mathis Home. Mathis Home, the official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics. It is Gavin Jones on out of the Sooner bullpen, the sophomore from White Oak, Texas. McLennan Community College making his 22nd appearance. He has 1 start, 1-0 record, 5.83 ERA, 28 strikeouts and 6 walks. He's a lefty, and he's been brought on to face left-handed hitting Hunter Stokely with Tar Heels at first and third and 1 out.
Yeah, and I remember this kid when he was at McLennan last year, and he was really good. Fastball got up to about 95, 96. I know it's been in about the 93 to 94 range for us here, but I mean, he could be a special prospect for us even coming on to next year as well. He's got good stuff, fastball, slider. I mean, we've got to see if we can get a few innings out of Gavin Jones here.
Tar Heels lead at 3-2 in the top of the third. Winner of this heads to the Super Regionals. Hunter Stokely 2-run double to start the scoring for the Tar Heels last time up. Sooners have turned one double play in this game. KP, you said during the break, perfect time to order up another.
Oh yeah. And with this lefty-lefty matchup, I wouldn't mind seeing Stokely, who is a big boy, ground one up into one of our middle infielders right now.
Gavin Jones, first pitch of the game, low and in. First appearance for Gavin Jones here in Chapel Hill. No, excuse me, he pitched against North Carolina Saturday night. 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. We've been here for a while. The 1-0 outside.
Yeah, with 2 people already on right now, it's not many. You can't throw many balls at this point because you don't have many places to put them. So, got to go at this kid.
Induced a ground out of Stokely when he faced him on Saturday. Jones did. Not sure why time was called there, but we had a brief delay. Now we're ready. First and third, 1 out. And now Stokely's thrown his equipment off and he threw it into fair territory. He was having a hard time with his, what is that?
I think it's a hand brace or, you know, something that can shield it, like a hand shield where.
For his wrist?
No, for your hand, on that top hand.
Okay.
You know, you don't want to get hit on that hand and maybe break a bone in there. I've seen a lot of people wear them as of late.
Here's the 2-0. Outside, ball 3. He couldn't get it to fasten. I don't know if the Velcro's loose or what. He couldn't get it to fasten. So he just took it off and chunked it but it was in fair territory.
Yeah.
The home plate umpire said, no, we can't do that. Now he's behind 3-0 here. Jones needs a strike. Here it comes. And he misses low. Bases loaded. 4-pitch walk.
Guys, something to note, I made my way over to the bullpen at the top of the third, and Dylan Tate is going through some warm-ups right now.
Thank you, Carly. Crucial at-bat here. Here's Alex Madera. Left-handed hitting shortstop. RBI single first time up. 3-2 North Carolina in the third.
And with bases loaded here, Gavin has nowhere to put Madera, so only 3 double plays turned in a tournament so far. We could use one.
Starts him off with a strike. Fastball at 93. Come on, roll over one here, Alex. Right to Kyle Branch. Start him a 4.63. The 0-1. A little bit low. Came back with another fastball. Madera, their leading hitter on the year. .329 batting average. 2 homers. Here comes the 1-1 from Jones. Ground ball slowly hit to first. That'll score a run. Christensen slips, and everybody's safe. 4-2.
Yeah, and I knew that was going to be a tough play right there, especially with Madera, who's got wheels running down that line. Sam was playing pretty deep right there. Had to come in and get that ball and slipped on the edge of the grass right there. And after that slip, it was no chance.
It was going to be close if he didn't slip. And the bases remain loaded. Well, you got the ground ball, but it was a high chopper. Tyson Bass now. Bases loaded, 1 out still, and be careful. This thing can get away from you in a hurry here. Bass grounded out his first time up. First pitch in there for strike 1. Indeed, Dylan Tate now up on the Sooner bullpen mound. Gallagher at third, Stokely at second, Madera at first. The 0-1 to Bass. Strike called, inside corner, 0-2.
And in a situation like this, you really just want to kind of come out of this situation with maybe 1 to 2 runs being scored by the Tar Heels. I mean, we know the Sooners bats have been hot, so we know we're going to be able to put up some runs, but you don't want to get this lead too out of pocket.
The 0-2, high and away. Fly ball out, infield single, walk, infield single so far for Carolina here in the third. They now lead 4-2. Still only 1 out. Bases loaded. The 1-2. Low and in. Tyson Bass, 4 for 12 in the regional. Just under a 300 hitter on the year, a righty. Here's the 2-2. Chopped to third base. Dawson's got it. He'll take it to the bag. And that's the only out they'll get. And a run scores to make it 5-2. Make the right play there?
I think that was one of those in-betweens where I can't tell if he would have gotten it out at home. Yeah, that's a tough one because it was a high chopper. So a lot of people are moving. People are running. And so you've got a lot of stuff going on right there. I think I do like the decision of going to third and trying to go to first, but with that high chopper there and Bass, who's got decent speed, I don't think he would have had a chance. Maybe you go to second there.
Could you start the double play if you go to second? I don't know. So 2 outs. Carolina gets those 2 runs back to make it 5-2. Runners at first and second for Angelo. He singled his first time up, and he looks at the first pitch high. You got a force play at home if you come home.
Yeah, do you go home there?
Not sure what the right move was there. Maybe he did the right thing. The 1-0 is hit into right. That's a base hit. Madera gets the wave. Throw to the plate. Cut off. Run scores. 6-2. Sam Angelo. 2 for 2 today. He continues to be hot for Carolina. It's the second 3-run inning of the game for the Tar Heels. Boy, Angelo, around a 220 hitter on the year when the regional started. He's now 5 for 10. The postseason brings out some strange heroes sometime. We've seen it. The Sooner uniforms for sure. And Sam Angelo is one of those guys for North Carolina. Carter French now. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. He takes a ball. Just the third inning. 6-2 North Carolina. And Skip Johnson on his way to the mound. Sooner Baseball brought to you by Communication Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's family financial friend since 1939. Visit comfedcu.org to join today. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield. Located just minutes from the OU campus, Courtyard Norman offers affordable, stylish accommodations with tech-forward amenities and classic Southern hospitality. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. Toby Rowland, Kendall Pettis, Carly Murray back with you here in Chapel Hill. The decisive Game 7 of the Chapel Hill Regional today. Sooners beat North Carolina last night to force this winner-take-all matchup, but Carolina out to a 6-2 lead here in the third inning today. After the mound visit, Jones misses with a pitch low to French, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Bassett third, Angelo at first, 2 outs. And the 2-0 is grounded up the middle and into center field. That's a base hit. Bass comes home, and it's 7-2. A single right over the second base bag. 8th hit for the Tar Heels, and they've scored 4 now in the third. And Kane Kepley will be their 9th batter of this inning. Angelo stopped at second, so you've got first and second, 2 outs, and Skip Johnson back out. Is going to go back to his bullpen. Oklahoma trying to find a way to stop the bleeding here early. They're now down 5. It's a Certapro Painters pitching change. New Sooner arm on next. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Brahms, we offer more than just burgers, shakes, and fries. We have an entire fresh market for your everyday grocery needs, from farm fresh milk to meats, freshly baked breads, and produce. We also carry a wide variety of our premium ice cream, frozen yogurt, and sherbet. And with Brahms delivery trucks running 7 days a week, our items are always fresh. Stop by your neighborhood Brahms Fresh Market for an incredibly fast, incredibly convenient grocery shopping experience, so you can spend more time on things that matter most.
It is right-hander Dylan Tate on out of the Sooner bullpen, the junior from Eureka, Missouri. Jefferson College on for just the second time this season. His first appearance came in the SEC tournament against Vanderbilt. Tate, no record, no ERA. He has 1 inning he's thrown, or he has 1 strikeout and 1 walk. And the fireballer here on to try to end what is right now a 4-run third inning. For North Carolina, they lead at 7-2.
Yeah, and I think this will be a interesting outing right here for Dylan Tate, because the question for me is, how long do you keep him in? One, and you know, with this only being his second outing of the year, how good can he be? And you know, what's his stuff, and how good is his stuff going to be? So it'll be interesting, especially for situation like this where we need one big out right now from him as well.
Faced 4 Vanderbilt batters in the 8th inning in Hoover. Had a strikeout, a pop out, a ground out, and a walk. And he'll face Kepley with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Kepley has grounded out twice today. Tate's got smoke. The right-hander set at the belt. And his first pitch of the regional is a fastball grounded to shortstop. Willits has it. Goes to Branch covering, and that'll end the inning. 1 pitch. But Carolina scores 4. We go to the bottom of the third. Work to do. Sooners down 7-2. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
At Fowler Toyota of Norman, we believe buying a car should be easy. That's why we have expert staff available to help you find new and certified pre-owned vehicles at prices that fit your budget. With hassle-free test drives and transparent pricing, you can take your time making the right decision. Visit us at Fowler Toyota of Norman, where we keep things simple, just the way car buying should be. Hey Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Grant. Hang out with friends at the Adult Wellness Center or tee off at Westwood. And don't forget to make a splash at the Westwood Family Aquatic Center. Follow us on social at Norman OK Parks to explore all we have to offer. Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners: Dos Equis, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Shake's Frozen Custard, Frito-Lay, Pizza Hut, HTO, Cup Pop, Coop Ale-Works, Nacho Express, and Kona Ice. 7-2 Tar Heels, bottom of the third. Sam Christensen leads off for OU. Still facing Ryan Lynch, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Tar Heels, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Sooners, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Their runs came on a Drew Dickerson 2-run homer in the second. Sam fouls the next pitch back. Christensen 1 for 1, singled in the first inning. 6 for 13 in the regional.
Sam's looked really good this regional, just squaring the ball up all turning long, but Sooners got some work to do.
The 0-2 is high. Oh, called strike 3. Wow. Sam is stunned. So am I. I thought that was way high. Got to look at the replay here. We're running a little behind here. So, second strikeout for Lynch.
Yeah, it didn't even seem like Stevenson thought it was a strike as well. He kind of got up and was about to throw it back to the pitcher, but you can see right here.
The replay. Oh my.
Yeah.
Was at the letters. Strike 1 to Willits. That wasn't close, KP.
Nah, I didn't think that was a strike as well.
That was almost at his armpits. Look at that pitch. Sam's reaction.
Oh, come on, Blue. Yeah, that's at his elbows.
A ball and a strike to Willits here. We're seeing the multiple replays. Here's the pitch to Jackson, and it's pulled foul. 1-2. Just the bottom of the third inning. Long ways to go. Sooners got to find a pitcher or two that can put some zeros on the board, though, and let the offense, who has been hot here in Chapel Hill, chip away. There's the 1-2. I mean, better pitch than Christensen struck out on, but it's called a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a fastball at 94. 2 outs. Trey Gamble.
It was a better pitch than Sam's. That's the crazy thing.
Way better. Gamble takes the first pitch high. He's 0 for 1. Brian DeBrouwer's been very good back there so far today. That's why that Christensen call was odd. There's a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1. Lynch trying to put the Sooners down in order for the first time. Misses inside. 2 balls and a strike to Gamble. Just 45 pitches so far for Lynch. Round ball back up the middle, but the shortstop, Matt Madera, had him played perfectly and throws to first to end the inning. And the Sooners are indeed retired in order. We played 3 full in Chapel Hill in the regional final. It's 7-2 Tar Heels. This is Sooner Baseball from Learfield.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son Ricky took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was going to have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your...
Of the Tar Heels. On to the fourth, presented by Hardison and Cochran. Injured and have legal questions, call Hardison and Cochran at 919 all fours. Carolina leads by 5, 7-2. The Sooners are down but not out. Carolina's got Vanderbrake, Stevenson, and Gallagher to the plate, the 2, 3, and 4 spots. And this is the same way the Heels started the 4-run third, which was death by 1,000 cuts. Stevenson, Gallagher, Madera, Angelo, and French all singling, helping Carolina to its biggest advantage of the afternoon.
Another wave of Heels just went down to that Carolina bullpen.
We're a quarter after 4 as Tate's first pitch to Vanderbrake. Mashed into right center field. Vanderbrake aboard with a leadoff single. The center fielder walk had a little trouble with the throw towards second, but it holds Vanderbrake to a single. And Vandy aboard for the first time. He's 1 for 3. How about this? Everybody in the lineup is reached except for Kane Kepley.
Crazy to think about, too, with how good Kepley has been this year, coming into the game an OBP of 453, which leads the team.
Stevenson's been on base twice. He scored 2 runs. He walked in the first and singled in the third. The lefty stands ready as Tate fires. A ball low, 1-0 to Stevenson.
Tate's job right now for Oklahoma is just to get the Sooners outs. That's all it is about. Oklahoma a little bit behind the 8 ball with its pitching, being that the Sooners are on their third guy.
The 1-0. Luke took a swing and a miss on a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Stevenson. A runner at first, nobody down in the fourth. Carolina 7, Oklahoma 2. This is an elimination game. The winner onto the Supers to face Arizona. The 1-1. Fastball. Rockets inside. 2-1. There's that tight strike zone again. Last night's strike zone moved from Orange County to Durham County over to Chatham County. The 2-1. Strike down the middle, taken by Stevenson. And how about the velo for Tate? 95 on the radar gun.
You wonder why Oklahoma hasn't been using a guy who can throw 95.
And his arm's well rested.
And what that says, too, about the other guys in this pen.
Here's the 2-2 from the righty to the lefty, and Stevenson plows that foul up against the top of the screen, left side.
96.
Gallagher, who's on deck, knocks the ball back into the dugout with his bat, and that's a bat that's been used early and often throughout this weekend. Not been a better Tar Heel at the plate than Gavin Gallagher. A lead off of first for Vanderbrake. The next 2-2 to Stevenson.
That hit him.
You're right. Clipped him on the arm. And I think it got a piece of Carmichael as well. Stevenson's catching counterpart is doubled over on the ground after absorbing the worst of that. That's an odd play that Stevenson gets hit by the pitch for the 5th time, but it was Oklahoma's catcher who got the worst of it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just takes a little deflection, and you wonder where it hit off Stevenson and Carmichael. I think maybe his upper right thigh.
One of the OU trainers is out there to tend to Carmichael, who stands up, picks up his mask, and shakes off the after effects of some hurtful contact. He'll get all the time that he needs.
As if this could get any worse for Oklahoma. Look who's on deck and walking to the plate right now.
Gavin Gallagher, bat in hand.
strides to hit with Vanderbrake at second, Stevenson at first. Nobody out in the fourth. Carolina's lead is 7-2 over Oklahoma. The Sooners have won 2 previous elimination games. This is the first elimination game Carolina has faced in this year's event. We're ready to play. Tate checks to second. The pitch. Gallagher loops it foul the other way. 0-1.
Even when he fouls a pitch off, it looks like a great swing.
Gallagher reached on an error in the first and scored. Singleton scored in the third. In the fourth, 7-2 Heels. 2 on, nobody out. The 0-1. Fastball. Screams across the plate, taken for a strike. 0-2.
Someone might want to tell Gavin that there are 2 outs right now.
Stevenson's got a healthy lead off of first. Christensen doesn't bother to hold him. Vanderbrake at second. And there's a pickoff play over to second. Nobody was on the bag. It took Branch to run behind second to get to the ball. And the last thing Oklahoma needs to do right now is give Carolina a free base or 2 on an unforced error.
Yeah, you wonder if signs got mixed up between guys.
Again, Tate's only been out there once this year. The 0-2. Fastball, ping, foul. Gallagher stays alive. 97 with the heat by Tate. Stokely next to hit. But it's all Gavin Gallagher and Dylan Tate right here and right now. Next offering, and an all-righty showdown. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He went to the slider, and the slider did not deliver.
Just barely off the plate. A good take from Gavin Gallagher. I think the Heels have been looking fastball here from Tate no matter the count. And even if you don't get a fastball, you should still have time to adjust.
The 1-2. Fastball. Hit high and foul off to the right. Gallagher hangs in there. Vanderbrake reached on a leadoff single. Stevenson moved him over to second after being hit by a pitch. 7-2. Carolina leads Oklahoma. We've reached the top of the fourth. Nobody out. A ball and 2 strikes to Carolina's sophomore third baseman hunting his second hit of the ball game. Tate sends it inside. Ball 2.
Just more pitches that Gavin Gallagher is seeing, and no matter what number guy you're on in this Oklahoma bullpen, Carolina just wants to keep seeing pitches. 5th game in 4 days for the Sooners.
The 2-2. Upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The early makings of a shadow creeping in from the deep corner in right field as we creep towards 4:30 on a Monday in the Chapel Hill Regional. Carolina 7, Oklahoma 2 in the fourth with 2 aboard and nobody out. The all-important payoff pitch from Tate to Gallagher. Swing and a fly ball, shallow right field. Harris comes in near the line in fair territory, makes the catch. Runner tags from second, and Vanderbrake into third. If nothing else, Gallagher moves the runner 90 feet closer to score. There's just 1 out in the inning, and Hunter Stokely next up at the plate.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it's a productive at-bat because it now moves Vanderbrake into a position where he can score on a fly ball to the outfield from Stokely.
Stokely drove in 2 with a double in the first and then later scored to make it 3-0. Carolina leads 7-2 in the fourth. Stokely was the first to face Gavin Jones in the third when he took a walk. Jones has since been lifted for Dylan Tate. The pitch. Fastball inside.
Something I'm picking up here with Brian DeBrouwer. If the catcher's not set up inside, it makes him all the less likely to call that inside pitch.
DeBrouwer over the right shoulder of Easton Carmichael, the OU catcher. The 1-0. Must have been low. 2-0. Tate having a tough time finding the always tight strike zone of Brian DeBrouwer. In the fourth, Heels lead by 5, 7-2, and have runners at the corners with 1 down. The 2-0. Ball 3 is high. And Oklahoma is in danger of putting Stokely aboard and bringing Madera to the plate. Ahmad's got 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Almost every Tar Heel has gotten into the act in a Game 7. The 3-0. Stokely flies it to left. Willis, the third baseman, gives chase. Here comes Gamble. Makes the catch near the line. Vanderbrake tags from third and scores. The throw was on the left side of the third base line. Carmichael wasn't close to the plate. Vanderbrake took off from third the instant the left fielder made the play, and the Heels lead 8-2. Stokely drives in his third run. A 50-50 play goes the way of Carolina, who goes up 6.
Like we said at the top of the broadcast, both teams will do whatever it takes to win, and Carolina is going to take the chances that it needs to take to win this game. Make Oklahoma make a play. That time the Sooners couldn't make the throw, and the Tar Heels have another run.
Madera next up from the left side. Stevenson takes off from first, got a great jump. The throw is offline towards first base, and Stevenson safe at second.
Willits is signaling review. I think he thinks that he got Stevenson's leg. An impressive tag if he did get Stevenson's leg. Stevenson signaling towards the dugout. He thinks he's safe, and now he's going to talk it over with Willits, and I don't think they're going to change each other's minds.
If Stevenson is safe, it's his third steal and 3 tries this year. Carolina is doing anything and everything it can to put its players in a position to not only succeed but also score, because with 2 outs and Madera at the plate, if Stevenson is safe at second, he'll be running on contact, and the Tar Heels have another chance to add to this 8-2 lead in the fourth. And the Tar Heels don't have this lead without that fly ball from Gallagher that moved Vanderbrake from second to third. The Tar Heels have taken advantage of a hit batter, a fly ball, and a very short sacrifice fly by Stokely to manufacture the first run of the fourth and the 8th run of the game.
It looks on the scoreboard like Willits actually did get Stevenson on his foot. Yeah, just before Stevenson got his arm in, and the Oklahoma players are starting to run into the dugout now, and Stevenson's taking his helmet off of the base. We still don't have a confirmed call from this umpiring crew, but it looks like that will end the inning.
If it does end the inning, Oklahoma's got Branch, Harris, and Dickerson, the 6, 7, and 8 spots at the plate in the bottom of the fourth. Carolina's got an 8-2 lead, though. Ryan Lynch, through 3 innings, has heaved 46 pitches and scattered just 3 hits in his second ever start. As the umpires come out of the review area, let's see what the call is. If you could understand that, the call has been overturned, and just like Ben said, Stevenson caught stealing, and the inning is over. Carolina gets 1 run, though, on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. It is an 8-2 Tar Heel advantage heading into the home half of the fourth. That's got Oklahoma coming to the plate next from Learfield.
I'm 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I look through his eyes. I can envision the whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This afternoon's broadcast is presented by Allen Tate Realtors. Whether you're buying, selling, or staying in your current home, Allen Tate can help. Get a home physical scheduled today. Allen Tate Realtors is the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas and a proud partner of Carolina Athletics. My proud partner in the broadcast booth is Ben Mihaljevic. I'm Dave Nathan. Thanks for spending your Monday afternoon with us. We're in Chapel Hill in case you're not able to be here The Tar Heels have an 8-2 lead on Oklahoma in Game 7 of the Chapel Hill Regional. Ryan Lynch remains on the mound for Carolina. In the bottom of the fourth, Kyle Branch leads off. He's 0 for 1. He hit back to the mound when he led off the second. The only 2 runs OU has gotten via a 2-run homer from Drew Dickerson 2 innings ago. This inning starts off with a strike, and Branch behind in the count, 0-1.
Best thing Lynch can do right now is just keep pumping fastballs over the zone. Got a 6-run cushion.
The 0-1. Righty takes another strike. Good slider by Lynch.
Sliders in the zone work as well.
Coach Gaines says that slider's one of the best on the team.
There are a lot of good sliders on this team.
The 0-2. Floated the other way, foul. It remains 0-2 to the freshman second baseman getting his first taste of postseason baseball at the college level. Grew up just outside of Dallas and Lucas, Texas. First year with the Sooners. As he hammers the 0-2, foul left side towards the top of the seats. Ball took a wicked hop and bounds back into left field where Carter French goes to rescue the ball and soft tosses it back into the Heels bullpen, which does have some bodies, but nobody up and working, with Lynch getting the start and working into the fourth. The 0-2 lands inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the Tar Heels lead 8-2.
For Carolina, the goal, just throw Lynch as long as you can.
Heels infield plays Branch straight up, with 2 players on either side of second base. The 1-2. Fly ball to left. French raced in but couldn't make the play. It's a single, and Branch aboard.
It's this bottom of the Oklahoma order that has caused so much trouble for Carolina in what has kind of turned into a 3-game series now.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. This is the 5th time Carolina's faced the same team 3 times in a regional, and the 2nd time in as many years when Carolina and LSU went back-to-back-to-back. The Tar Heels prevailing last year in Game 7, 4-3 in 10 innings.
Little excitement.
This is Desan Harris. Lefty takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. The Tar Heels took on VCU 3 times and winning the Chapel Hill Regional in 2022. Lost regionals playing Penn State in 2000 and South Carolina in 2002 when facing them 3 times. The 0-1. Sliced foul off the top of the roof near the coach's offices, and the ball bounces back down about 6 rows high in the seats, and a nice one-handed grab made by a gentleman in a black ball cap.
Carolina's got guys all over the park who can make a play.
Right on the aisle. The play is made, and the count to Harris is 0-2 with a runner at first and nobody out in the fourth. Sooners down by 6 runs. The pitch. Harris flies to right center field. Bass roaming towards the track. Reaches up, and gravity does its thing. It always does. And there's 1 down in the fourth. Branch still stuck at first. Dickerson to the plate with the Heels up 8-2 on the Sooners. Pitch to contact. That's the name of the game in the middle innings for Carolina. Nursing an advantage of 6 runs. Oklahoma won last night, 9-5 to put us here. The Sooners playing for their season for a 3rd consecutive game. The pitch to Dickerson. Up high, and it's 1-0. And how about the pasting Oklahoma put on Nebraska yesterday in the first game? 17-1.
I think that's part of what helped the Sooners last night is that for most of that game, they weren't playing a competitive baseball game. They could rest a couple guys, too.
1-0. Slider was moving all over the place. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dickerson, who had the 2-run homer that got the Sooners on the board in the second. A 4-run third for Carolina. Another run scored in the fourth has made it 8-2 in favor of the Tar Heels. Lynch is 1-1. Big slider drops in neatly at the belt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dickerson, and this battle of premier freshmen continues on Bryson Field.
Dickerson, the pitch he hit out was a fastball on the outer third of the plate. So Lynch is going to that slider, and Dickerson looks perplexed by it.
Stokely holds Branch over at first. The delivery, fastball low and away from the righty, makes it a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Pretty bright day in Chapel Hill. Not a lot of breeze. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Great day for Carolina baseball as the Heels try to make it to the Supers. The 2-2. Dickerson waves the wand and comes up empty. Strike 3, down he goes. Strikeout number 4 for Moorestown, New Jersey's finest, and Ryan Lynch.
That's a filthy slider, and Dickerson never saw it, and he never had a chance at it the entire at-bat. And I think someone in the dugout, probably Coach Jackson, as I see him with a pen and paper, will make note of that and say, hey, next time this guy's up, throw him a couple sliders.
Willis to the plate from the right side. Looks at a slider just barely off the outside corner. A ball and no strikes to the third baseman who walked in the second. Branch at first, 2 down in the fourth. Carolina 8, Oklahoma 2. The 1-0 to the plate. Slider bends around the inside corner. That's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Bet Lynch just tries to stick with that slider.
Willis played at LSU Eunice last year, was the Division II Defensive Player of the Year. Tries to create some offense for OU. The 1-1. Brought back over the outer half by Stevenson. A ball and 2 strikes. For as many base hits as Van Honeycutt took away from the opponents last year in center, how many strikes has Stevenson made for his pitchers this year?
It's a lot.
It's a luxury. And the 1-2. I'm still waiting for the called strike. It's not happening. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was barely outside.
And you've got to earn it today. There's no doubt about that.
You knew it, though, with the way that Brian DeBrouwer called the balls and strikes on Friday. It was going to be tight today on a Monday.
He's fair and consistent. You can say that.
Lynch's 2-2. Lifted to center. Kepley trots back. Reaches up. And we played 4 innings in Chapel Hill as Willis flies out to end the inning. The Sooners go no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Branch never got off of first base after the leadoff single. Harris flied to right. Dickerson struck out. Willis flies to left, and we head towards the top of the 5th. Carolina's lead is intact. It is 8-2 Tar Heels from Lear Field.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Playing baseball at the highest level requires excellent physical conditioning, and keeping your home in the best shape requires physical attention too. As a proud partner of Carolina Athletics, Allen Tate Realtors recommends a home physical. We'll determine your home's value, share the latest market trends, and recommend updates to maximize your most important investment. Whether you plan to sell or stay, be sure to cover the bases with a complimentary home physical from Allen Tate. Visit homephysical.com today.
Carolina baseball is presented all season long by Hardison and Cochran. Injured and have legal questions? Call Hardison and Cochran, 919-ALL-4s.
Modelo is also proud to sponsor Carolina baseball. Modelo is an official beer of your North Carolina Tar Heels, who lead the Sooners of Oklahoma 8-2 after 4 innings of play. The Tar Heels, designated as the visiting team, playing in Chapel Hill. As silly as it sounds, that's the format that we've got. Alex Madera, Tyson Bass, Sam Angelo to hit in the 5th against Dylan Tate. He recorded the final out in the 3rd and managed to get through the 4th, allowing just a run. How long can the Sooners stick with the righty, making just his 2nd appearance of the season? First pitch to Madera. Drops low. The fastball makes it 1-0. Ahmad was at the plate when Stevenson was caught stealing at the end of the fourth. Madera 2 for 2, a run scored, 2 driven in.
Carolina needs to keep him just uncomfortable enough.
1-0 Madera. Wicked one-hopper to short. Willits collects and throws. Shortstop on shortstop crime for the first out of the fifth. Madera retired for the first time, and here comes Tyson Bass. Bass ended the first when he grounded a third, drove in a run with a fielder's choice, and scored himself in the 4-run third. We're in the fifth. Carolina leads Oklahoma 8-2. Winner moves on to the Supers. Loser heads into a long offseason. It's a righty-righty matchup as Tate kicks and fires. Bass takes a strike at the knees. Slider drops in neatly, and it's 0-1 to the Heels right fielder. This is the first, if necessary, game of the day. A handful of others to follow. The 0-1. Bass takes a fastball inside. 1-1. And Ben, some of those other games taking place today, what are they?
Yeah, look at 6 p.m. Wake Forest plays Tennessee for the Knoxville Regional Championship. Wake walked off Tennessee last night with a walk-off walk.
1-1 drops low to Bass, make it 2-1 to the Tar Heel.
More ACC action as Miami is playing Southern Miss. Miami will be the road team. That's in the Hattiesburg Regional. Southern Miss drilled Miami last night to force this if necessary game.
The 2-1. Strike at the knees. 2-2 to Bass with 1 down in the top of the fifth. Carolina up on Oklahoma 8-2.
Southern Cal and Oregon State play for the Corvallis Regional. Oregon State won last night to force the if necessary game.
Next pitch from Tate to Bass. Swing and a miss. Down he goes on strikes. 2 down. And Tate continues to man the ship for Oklahoma.
Murray State and Ole Miss go in Oxford. Murray State, the 4 seed in that regional, looking to advance. The Racers are the 2-0 team, and Ole Miss had to fight back and win 2 games yesterday, and then the last game, LSU against Little Rock. How about Little Rock, which entered the tournament with a losing record, beat LSU last night to force Game 7 today.
Angelo next up at the plate. Lefty takes a fastball low to jump out in front of Tate, 1-0. Sam's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and an RBI, helping Carolina to an 8-2 lead in the fifth. There's 2 down, nobody on. And the 1-0 pitch from the righty to the lefty. Swung past it. 1-1. Angelo guessed fastball, and he guessed wrong.
Carolina feels like this inning guessing a little bit more than it had been.
Tate works from the windup. Fastball drops in over the outer half. Angelo takes strike 2 and falls behind a ball and 2 strikes.
If there's anything about this Brian DeBrouwer zone that's been any bit forgiving, it's that outer strike to lefties.
The 1-2. Angelo whiffs on the slider, and the inning is over. Tate rebounds nicely to retire Carolina in order. Madera grounds out. Bass and Angelo both strike out. That was a quick top half of the fifth. Lynch and company back in the field for Carolina. Oklahoma to the plate with Walk, Carmichael, and Christensen. It's the 1-2-3 spots do it for the Sooners. Carolina leads OU 8-2 in the Chapel Hill Regional from Learfield.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Are you facing legal questions after an injury from an accident or at work? Don't wait another second. Reach out to Hardison and Cochran at 919 all fours. Legal consultations come at no cost and are completely confidential. If making a phone call isn't your thing, visit lawyernc.com. That's lawyernc.com. Hardison and Cochran, your trusted North Carolina injury lawyers and proud sponsors of Carolina Baseball. Dave Nathan, Ben Mihaljevic back in Chapel Hill for Carolina Baseball on a Monday. The Tar Heels lead Oklahoma 8-2 as we start the bottom half of the fifth. Walk at the plate from the left side. Takes the ball wide from Lynch, who's 66 pitches into his second career start and a must-have game for the Tar Heels. Next pitch. Outside, and it's 2-0. Walk is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout.
Remember hearing that Lynch was given a pitch count of 65 for the ACC championship. Here today, it's take us as far as you can.
There's a strike to make it 2-1. He went 4 innings in the ACC championship game. He's gone that far twice.
Walker McDuffie starting some light tossing in the Carolina bullpen.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Handcuffed him on the slider. 2-2 the count to Walk. Today marks the third time Lynch has lasted as long as 4 innings in a game. The 2-2. Struck him out. Back to the well and back to the slider, and Walk goes down on strikes for the second time. Lynch has K'd 5. It's a new career high 4 1/3 innings for this freshman out of Jersey.
He's a freshman. You'd hardly know it.
Coach Forbes gives all the credit to Coach Gaines for bringing this kid to Chapel Hill. As his first pitch to Carmichael sails outside of the righty, 1-0. Carmichael walked in the first and flied out to end the second. We play in the fifth. Heels up by 6, 8-2. 1-0. Carmichael off the end of the bat. Floats a fly ball into shallow center. Kepley can't get there. Vandebreak might have collided with the center fielder. They're both down, and Carmichael gets to second base. And as the ball rolls towards the Tar Heels dugout, there's a lot of concern in center field right now as Kepley just now gets to his feet, shakes off the after effects of the collision. Vandebreak on a knee out there. French and Bass trying to pick up the pieces. There's hats and gloves and all sorts of stuff all over the field. Coach Forbes jogs out to the outfield to check on two of Carolina's most important players. It's Captain Jackson Vandebreak and it's engine Kane Kepley.
Kepley took the brunt of that hit from Vandebreak. The two just not communicating there, and finally Kepley dove to try to make a play. The ball just kept hanging up there and was in about the only part that Kepley couldn't make a play. Now Coach Forbes in center field talking with everybody as Kepley still walks around. He's got a member of the training staff out there with him too, and I'll tell you this, it'll take a lot to take Kane Kepley out of a baseball game.
Well, that it will. Vandebreak was an old football player back in his high school days. He was a wide receiver and a DB. 3 times All-League back in Yakima, Washington. You know he can take some contact, and if it was anybody other than Kane Kepley, you might be a little concerned, but this kid's not coming out. He's going right back to play. Training staff, Coach Forbes, jogged back from center field into the home dugout. Third base side. Again, Carolina, the visiting team today because of the quirks of how this event is administered, but it's an 8-2 Heels advantage in the fifth. 1 down. OU's got Carmichael at second base, Christensen at the plate. And after a lot of concern, everybody looks like they're going to be okay. Again, at this point in the season, everybody's got a bump or a bruise here or there.
Yep, and you got to play through it. You got to deal with it. Carolina, up to this point, has been so lucky to be healthy for the most part.
Christensen's 1 for 2 with a single. Lefty takes a fastball outside, 1-0. Carmichael reaches on a double. That's his first hit of the game. Carmichael has hit safely in all 5 matchups in this venue. The 1-0. That slider is thoroughly confusing the opposition on a half swing and a miss. Christensen even in the count 1-1.
And what Lynch is doing there is he's throwing a fastball on his first pitch and then starting his slider off in the exact same spot to fool the hitter.
Here's the 1-1 from the righty to the lefty. Another slider foul tipped into the glove of Stevenson. A ball and 2 strikes to OU's first baseman, Sam Christensen. Carmichael off his second base. The Sooners trail 8-2 in the 5th. There's 1 down. Lynch comes set and heaves the 1-2. Another strikeout. Kid's a genius out on the mound. He's K6. 1 shy of tying his career high. And he's 1 out away from sending us to the top of the 6th as Willits gets another rude welcome to the plate.
Yeah, these Tar Heel fans don't forget.
Willits was the 3rd strikeout victim of Lynch in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2. He also flied out to left in the 1st. Lynch peeks to second before the pitch. Contact and a fly ball to right. Bass makes the catch, and the inning is over. An efficient 1 pitch and 1 out to get the OU cleanup hitter. After Carmichael doubles with 1 down, he's stranded at second. Here comes the grounds crew to drag the infield, and we'll drag you to the 6th. Carolina 8, Oklahoma 2. A spot in the Supers goes to the winner. The Heels lead by a half dozen from Learfield.
This season, enjoy the winning combination of Tar Heel baseball and peanuts, grown right here in the Tar Heel State. The peanut farmers of North Carolina are proud to support the Diamond Heels again this year and remind you that peanuts are delicious and nutritious, high in protein, and contain 0 cholesterol. Peanuts are a healthy snack that can be enjoyed on the go, at home, or while you're cheering on the Heels at Boshemer Stadium. So enjoy some North Carolina peanuts today.
When it comes to your home or business, you need a plumbing and HVAC team on your side. Count on Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating. Serving the community since 1933, our family is here to keep your family comfortable. Whether it is a leaking pipe, stopped-up drain, water heater issues, or HVAC needs, we are here for you. Our licensed professionals have the training and experience needed to alleviate your problems and get you back to playing ball. Call Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating at 919-220-2554 or inquire at bbph.com.
In baseball, you need a great game plan. Same with your health care benefits. That's why more people trust Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, the state's most preferred health insurer. So put Blue Cross North Carolina on your team. Blue Cross North Carolina, official health insurance partner of Carolina Athletics. The Tar Heel baseball team leads Oklahoma 8-2 in the Chapel Hill Regional. Winner of this one moves on to play Arizona next week, or later this week, I should say, in the Supers. It's already Monday. What at the point in the summer where you could convince me it's almost any day. Last night felt like a Friday.
Yeah, you lose track of the days once you get to a certain point in the summer, and we're already there.
French, first pitch. Ground ball past second into right center field. Carter scoots around first, takes a wide turn, and he's got a leadoff single. 2 for 3. Carter French, multi-hit game number 5 on the season, and he sets the table for the Tar Heels in the 6th with Kane Kepley next up at the plate.
Yeah, every now and then you just need something like that from Carter French just to remind you that he can do it, and he's got 2 singles on the day, and that's what makes this Carolina lineup dangerous is 1 through 9, you can get a 2-hit game out of just about anyone.
Kepley, who was involved in that collision with Vanderbrake in the bottom of the 5th at the plate from the left side. First pitch rises above the letters. 1-0 to the center fielder who's grounded out twice and hit into a fielder's choice. He was the first to face Tate back in the 3rd. Tate has gotten through the 4th and the 5th. We're in the 6th. 8-2 Heels. Time called down on the field. There's an eye contact violation between Kepley and Tate.
Yeah, it was on Kepley, actually, so I think the count might move here to 1-1. I think I saw Brian DeBrouwer signal 1-1. The scoreboard isn't reflecting it.
Neither is the stat broadcast. We'll play on as if it's 1-0. Swing and a miss. Now it's 1-1. Carolina, 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Oklahoma, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. A runner at first, nobody out in the 6th. Tate deals to Kepley. Inside. 2 balls and a strike. Tate's lost nothing on the fastball. Still ramping it up to 95. I think he touched 97 earlier, did he not?
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, he's got some stuff. He's got a lively arm.
A lead off of first for the speedy Carter French, who's held by Christensen. The pitch. It's Kepley bouncing over to first. Christensen throws to second to get the lead runner. And no throw back to first. 3-6 on the fielder's choice. Without Taki in the lineup for Oklahoma, that's Dayton Taki. Oklahoma has maybe lost a little something at first, but not much. Christensen can also play in the outfield. Taki fractured his right ankle sliding into second base against Georgia back on the 24th of April. Was 0 for 7 in 2 games coming into the tournament, coming off that injury. 0 for 4 with a run in Chapel Hill. Hasn't played in the last 2 games.
Scott Mudler as well hurt himself diving back into first in the first game of the regional.
First pitch to Vanderbrake, called a strike. The slider puts him down 0-1. 1 out, 1 on. 8-2 heels in the 6th. Center fielder walk, shades Vanderbrake to right center.
Every Tar Heel has reached base now.
Tate's 0-1. Hit into right center field. Walk had him played perfectly, and the center fielder makes the grab for the inning's 2nd out. Vanderbrake falls to 1 for 4 on the afternoon, and here comes Luke Stevenson, who all of a sudden has been on base 3 times today. He's walked, singled, and been hit by a pitch. He scored 2 of Carolina's 8 runs. The Tar Heels up by a half dozen, 8-2, in the top half of the 6th inning, with Kepley over at first and 2 down. Kepley 41 for 45 in steals this year, as Tate has his back to the runner. The pitch. Fastball. Comes in across the heart of the plate. Called a strike. 0-1 to the Carolina catcher. Stevenson's single went off the glove of OU's pitcher at the time. That's his only hit in the NCAA tournament after he was the ACC tournament's MVP. Carolina came from behind to defeat Boston College. Broke open a 5-all game in the 9th to beat Florida State 7-5 and then cruise past Clemson 14-4 to win the program's 9th ACC crown. The 0-1. High, 1 ball and 1 strike to Stevenson. You think about it, Carolina's been to Omaha more times than the Tar Heels have won ACC championships. It is hard to win this league, no matter the year, no matter the era. This is a competitive conference. Throw to first, and Kepley dives back in safely.
And that's why the conference tournaments are so important, because they prepare you for this type of year, and they're more difficult than some of the games you'll play in the NCAA tournament. Really helps get you ready.
Kepley leads off the bag at first. The count to Stevenson, 1-1. The pitch on the way. Kepley takes off. Fastball down the middle. Throw to second. Kepley's in. Steal number 42 on the season for the Lion King.
And we see Carolina trying to make stuff happen here with 2 outs, getting the fastest guy on the team into scoring position.
42 stolen bases in 46 attempts for Kane Kepley.
Dave, look who's going down to the bullpen. Big
Hard
number
to miss.
Big number 42, Jake Knapp.
2 balls and a strike, the count to Stevenson. The next pitch is called a strike on the inner half, and that'll level it out at 2-2. Kepley is 3 steals shy of tying Russ Adams for 3rd all-time with 45 swipes. Adams stole that many in 2002. The 2-2 to Stevenson. Swing and a miss. Inning over. 95-mile-per-hour fastball gets Carolina's catcher. And that's the inning. The Tar Heels go scoreless. French had a leadoff single. No errors. Kepley left stranded. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. And now our home plate umpire, Brian DeBrouwer, is going over to the Oklahoma dugout. I'm not sure if Tate was giving a glance or saying something to somebody from Carolina, but there are some words being exchanged between the home plate ump and OU's head coach as the Heels lead 8-2 heading into the 6th from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Dave Nathan, Ben Mihaljevic back in Bosmer Stadium for the bottom of the 6th. Carolina leads Oklahoma by 6, 8-2. Gamble, Branch, Harris, 5, 6, and 7 spots due up against Ryan Lynch, who's gone a career-high 5 innings and trying to push Carolina to the Supers. First pitch to the lefty. Sails outside, and it's 1-0. Gamble's hit into a fielder's choice that ended the first and ended the third with a ground out to Madera at short. The 1-0. Slider by millimeters outside, 2-0. And for the 3,000-plus fans that are here, they're letting Brian DeBrouwer hear about it. The 2-0. High and away, 3 balls and no strikes to OU's left fielder. Gamble 0 for 4 last night. One of the few Sooners that didn't get their licks in on the Tar Heels. And that 9-5 Sooners win.
McDuffie is accelerating his throwing here in the bullpen.
3-0. Clips the outer half, and it's 3-1. Branch on deck, 1 for 2. Harris to follow, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. The 3-1, and that off-speed pitch was never close. Outside, Gamble walks on 5 pitches. Third walk of the game issued by Lynch. The first one, though, since the second. That's a new career high for free passes, as his pitch count is up over 80.
Boy,
and while we wait on Branch to hit, let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Carolina leads Oklahoma in the bottom of the 6th, 8-2. Gamble at first base for the Sooners after the leadoff walk. Branch due up next as Stevenson goes out to chat with Lynch. Home plate umpire joins him. Walker McDuffie continues to get ready in the Carolina bullpen. The Tar Heels freshman was last spotted against Holy Cross, getting the final 2 outs against the Crusaders and helping Carolina to a 4-0 Game 1 win in the Chapel Hill Regional. That paved the way into the winner's bracket where the Tar Heels beat Oklahoma 11-5 on Saturday. The Sooners, playing in their second elimination game of the day yesterday, beat the Heels 9-5 to set the stage for this one as Coach Forbes emerges from the dugout. And I think all the fans know the end is near for Ryan Lynch, but what a performance and a money game for the freshman. 5 innings strong, 5 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts. 50 of his 82 pitches were for strikes.
He did exactly what Carolina needed him to do, and that's now back-to-back starts for Lynch, where Carolina has thrown a guy who hasn't gotten much time starting, and he did his job. And listen to the fans.
Off comes Lynch. In comes McDuffie. Carolina's first call to the bullpen, sponsored by your trusted and local home repair company. That's Triangle Home Repair and Paint. Contact them today and get your honey-do list done now. One freshman leaves, another enters. Walker McDuffie, Broadway, North Carolina, listed as the hometown near Sanford, where Coach Forbes grew up. He went back to his old stomping grounds to land the services of McDuffie, under-recruited because of his size, but does he ever play big? McDuffie makes his 26th appearance, 25th out of the pen, a record of 3-1, an ERA barely over 3, 6 saves on the season, opponents hitting 174 off the kid who struck out 63 in 50 1/3. And he can light it up.
He just sailed one, and the crowd gave him a little cheer to encourage him. But, yeah, this simply put, Walker McDuffie has been the best pitcher out of the Carolina bullpen this year. He's all smiles on the mound. He demands the ball from Coach Forbes. I heard a story that when coming into the ECU game with Carolina up 2-0 and ECU threatening to score late in the game, McDuffie trotted in from the bullpen and looked at Coach Forbes and said, "Give me the ball." And he turned around to his infielders and said, "Don't worry about the rest." And he went out there, he shut down ECU, and he's shut down every other team since.
As McDuffie continues to warm up, Carolina leads Oklahoma 8-2 in the bottom of the sixth. The Tar Heels erupted for 3 runs in the first to get the early advantage. OU closed the game to within 3-2 after a Dickerson 2-run homer in the second. Carolina answered with 4 runs in the third inning. Single after single after single gave the Tar Heels a 7-2 lead after 3, and then a manufactured run in the fourth has made it 8-2. Neither team has scored since the fourth inning, as Ryan Lynch gives way to Walker McDuffie. Maybe the most pleasant surprise on the staff entering the season, according to Coach Gaines. He entered the season as a potential starter or closer. Carolina hasn't needed any help in the weekend rotation, but it's the back end where McDuffie has paid dividends.
He started a midweek game. He threw really well, went 5 1/3, and he can do just about anything the Tar Heels ask of him, and right now Carolina wants him to eat a couple innings here in the middle.
Kyle Branch at the plate from the right side, 1 for 2 with a runner at first and nobody out. Here's McDuffie's first pitch. It's a strike down the middle, and the fastball gets his day off to a good start. 0-1 under sunny skies and barely a whisper of a breeze. Carolina and Oklahoma battle for a spot on the Supers against Arizona. The 0-1 as Stokely holds the runner at first. Check the swing on a slider, drifting outside. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire, Jeff Wright. He did not. 1-1 to Branch. It's another freshman-on-freshman battle between McDuffie and Kyle Branch.
And McDuffie didn't throw that slider close enough to the zone. Branch, just in the nick of time, held up.
2 small-town kids on the game's biggest stage.
I think Stevenson's having some issues here with his pitch-com thing.
Luke heads over towards the dugout. He's got the wristband off his arm. His mask is raised. And a new device looks like will be inserted into his wristband. With the Heels up 8-2 on Oklahoma. In the bottom of the sixth, the count to Branch, a ball and a strike. Gamble took a leadoff walk from Lynch. He's at first base. The Sooners have gotten the leadoff man aboard just twice today. After yesterday, it felt like the Sooners couldn't miss with getting that leadoff man aboard and winning 9-5. There's all sorts of traffic on the base paths last night. Carolina could not overcome it. Can Oklahoma overcome this 6-run deficit? The 1-1. McDuffie slides that right over the heart of the plate, and it's 1-2 on the take by Branch.
I think maybe the most impressive thing that McDuffie and Lynch both do is they throw their off-speed pitches for strikes. These aren't just automatic takes.
Here's the 1-2 in a battle of righties. Another check swing on a slider outside. Didn't go. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As rare as it is for a guy like Jason DeCaro to have that 4-pitch mix at the age of 18 or 19, almost just as rare for a kid like McDuffie to have this kind of command on 2 off-speed pitches this early in his career.
Absolutely.
The 2-2. How about strike 3 on the swing and miss? Oh, that slider. It plays. It's a plus-plus pitch.
Looks like Stevenson's pitch comm thing still isn't working. He managed to call the right pitches there. Whatever he did, it worked. And that's just the knowledge of the game he has. He talked about this fall. He wasn't able to play. Had a lower body injury. And because of that, he and Jake Knapp just really sat together and talked shop and learned how to call games. And Coach Gaines said he would let Stevenson call innings during the fall and help him learn the other side of pitching and the mental aspect of it.
What would happen if McDuffie just yelled out, "Hey, I'm throwing a slider"?
Then no one would hit it.
Maybe that's the way we should call pitches now. 1 on, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Carolina 8, Oklahoma 2. Deshaun Harris 1 for 2 with a run scored at the plate from the left side against the Carolina righty. Initial offering. Another swinging strike. 0-1. McDuffie dusts off the rubber with his right cleat. Gets back atop the bump. And gets ready to heave. With his back to the runner at first base. The 0-1. Harris laid off a pitch low. 1-1 of the sophomore out of Plano, Texas. Didn't play in OU's first game against Nebraska. All he's done is put together 3 consecutive multi-hit games. He's hit safely in 4 in a row in this event. And 7 straight overall as he takes ball 2 outside to make it 2-1. There's a lot of different ways Coach Johnson could have gone in the outfield. The best combination, though, has been Gamble, Walk, and Harris. And that's the trio that starts today. The 2-1. Down and in, 3-1. Harris has been close to taking a half swing a couple of times, but he's been strong enough to hold off.
McDuffie's been going fast, or slider rather, here more often than not, sticking away from his fastball.
Walker McDuffie, first out of the bullpen for Carolina in the bottom of the 6th. The Heels lead the Sooners 8-2. OU's got a runner at first at 1 away. The 3-1 pitch to Harris. Fastball on the outside corner. 3-2. Harris thought he had a walk. He's got to get back in there. Dickerson on deck, hitting 8th for OU. The all-important payoff pitch from McDuffie to Harris. Strike 3 swinging. Consecutive Ks for McDuffie. How about this kid from Broadway?
He's unbelievable, and the fact that these are 2 freshmen getting it done on the mound today for the Heels speaks volumes of not only the recruiting, but of the coaching and development as well.
There's that line we tossed out yesterday about Carolina's pitching staff getting off the bus and wowing you. McDuffie getting off the bus.
You think he's like an analytics kid the way he wears the glasses.
Analytics or not, he is taking apart OU. Here's Drew Dickerson. First pitch, fastball, low and outside. 1-0. Tar Heels have Gallagher, Stokely, and Madera due up in the 7th whenever we get there. The 1-0. Couldn't touch the slider, and Dickerson to see a 1-1 pitch from McDuffie. Stokely still holds Gamble, who took a leadoff walk. Branch struck out. Harris struck out. McDuffie sets to fire. Goodness, the slider continues to bedevil the Sooners. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dickerson thought that pitch was going to be inside right up until it wasn't.
And it was Lynch's slider, too, that Dickerson struck out on back in the 4th inning. He hasn't been seeing sliders well today. Would shock me to see Carolina go away from it as McDuffie steps off briefly.
1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Drew Dickerson. 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Trey Gamble at first. Carolina up 8-2. The fans will let you know they are into it. Pitch clock inside of 10 seconds. Pitch on the way. Outside, 2-2.
I think the best thing Dickerson's doing right now is just trying to take all these sliders. He has no idea what he's doing with them, so might as well not swing and miss.
Here's the 2-2. McDuffie ends it. Strike 3 swinging. Dickerson goes down. The side retired, and Walker McDuffie out of the pen on the mound and into the dugout just like that. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We played 6. The Tar Heels lead by that many. 8-2 on our way to the 7th. That was absolutely Carolina baseball from Learfield.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Like a walk-off home run to beat your rival, or the play you can remember like it was yesterday. Penn Station East Coast Subs fuels your passion for greatness. With a menu featuring an array of mouth-watering grilled submarine sandwiches, fresh-cut fries, and hand-squeezed lemonade, let Penn Station Subs make every day feel like game day. Penn Station East Coast Subs is happy to serve you with 6 locations right here in the Triangle. Come see us in store or order online. Penn Station East Coast Subs. It's all about good taste.
Carolina baseball is presented all season long by Hardison and Cochran. Injured and have legal questions? Call Hardison and Cochran, 919-ALL-4s.
Mentioned the other day, I met a new friend on the way to the ballpark, Kathy, who says her sister in the Charlotte area absolutely loves the 7th inning because it comes with a peanut fact of the game. Carolina leads Oklahoma 8-2, and your peanut fact today is that peanuts contain 7 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber per serving, along with 19 other vitamins and minerals. NC Peanuts are a proud supporter of Tar Heel Baseball. Visit aboutpeanuts.com to learn more. So there's your peanut fun fact for the day. As Carolina leads by 6, entering the 7th, Gavin Gallagher at the plate. Tate still on the mound. First pitch, Gallagher grounds off the left side of the bump. Willits can't field it cleanly, and Gallagher safe at first without a throw. Likely an infield single.
Yep.
For the Tar Heel leadoff man in the top of 7.
Goes down as an infield single, and when you're swinging the bat that Gavin Gallagher has been swinging all weekend, I mean, why not? Everything's falling, everything's going his way. It's like one of those times when a basketball player is just chucking up shots and they're going just because they can.
That's 5 consecutive games with at least 2 hits for Gavin Gallagher. Had a career-high 4 hits a couple of games ago against the Sooners. As Stokely takes up and away to make it 1-0. 8-2. Carolina leads OU in the 7th. A runner at first, nobody down. Stokely has been brilliant today with a 2-out, 2 RBI double, a walk, and a sac fly RBI. The 1-0. Couldn't touch the slider. 1 ball and 1 strike, and slowly Dylan Tate is becoming more and more a story for Oklahoma, keeping the Tar Heels at bay. After Tate got that final out in the 3rd, allowed just 1 run in the 4th, retired the Heels in order in the 5th, and got through the 6th.
He's doing his job.
The 1-1. Called a strike. Mid-90s fastball put Stokely down in the count 1-2.
Thing for Tate, though, is that even though he's doing his job, it really, at this point, hasn't mattered yet because Gavin Jones and Reed Hensley got hit around by Carolina so much.
This is the 49th pitch for Tate, and it's a swinging strike 3 for Stokely, who goes down. 4 strikeouts for Tate, making just his 2nd appearance of the season. There's 1 down in the 7th, and here comes Alex Madera, 2 for 3. A pair of singles, a pair of RBIs, and a run scored. Tar Heels haven't scored since the 4th. Lead 8-2 in the 7th. Arizona gets the winner of this one in the Supers. The Wildcats coming out of the Eugene Regional, which saw Oregon bow out after just 2 games. The pitch. High to the lefty shortstop, and it's 1-0. Gallagher at first, held aboard by Christensen. Bass on deck for the Tar Heels in their Carolina blue tops, white pants, and navy helmets. The 1-0. Madera slams a line drive past the shortstop. It rolls into left field, and another single for Ahmad. 3 hits today. And 2 aboard. Gallagher goes to second. Madera at first, and Bass to the plate, hunting his first base hit. 0 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Tate's pitch count on the north side of 50 after Hensley was pulled after his 52nd pitch.
Bass reached on a fielder's choice earlier, so he's been on base, but this feels like the moment for him where he can really drive something into the gap and get Carolina back on the scoreboard.
First pitch to Bass. Fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to the righty. Bass has hit a couple of balls over to third and struck out. First and second for the Heels. 1 down in the top of the 7th. 8-2 Heels. Second pitch in an all-righty showdown. Bass takes a ball above the letters. Evens the count 1-1. Wind has picked up and is fluttering the 3 flags in center towards right field. The 1-1. Bass had a pitch to hit, but fouls it off at the plate. 1-2 to the right fielder. 20 minutes after 5 o'clock on a Monday. Hope it's been a good one for you. It's been good thus far for the Heels, who have led this one since the top of the first. We're in the 7th. 8-2 our score. The 1-2 to Bass. Bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gallagher stays at second. Madera, the Heels base runner at first. Christensen, the first baseman, doesn't bother to hold the runner. Second baseman Kyle Branch relaying some signs around the infield. Both runners have their respective leads with the 2-2 on the way from Tate to Bass. Swung past a slider, and it's strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Tate, who entered today's game with just 1 K in 1 inning. What a time to show up. Here's Angelo, who's shown up huge this weekend. Coach Johnson out of the dugout might make the call.
I imagine he is making the call because there's no other reason for him to go out of the dugout right now. But assuming this is it for Dylan Tate, you got to tip your cap to him. I mean, he did a fantastic job of holding this Carolina offense at bay. And the only thing you could say about him is that he did his job, and it's on the rest of the Sooners to try and pick it up.
Oklahoma back into its bullpen. Jamie Hitt gets the call. Senior lefty out of Magnolia, Texas, by way of Texas Tech. Hitt took the win last night, although he did take some hits. Allowed 4 runs on 3 hits, went 2 innings. But the Sooners produced a 9-5 win, and he moved to 3-0 on the season. ERA just above 3.5. Opponents hitting .258 off of Hitt. The 4th arm used today by Oklahoma, needing a win to keep its season going. The Sooners beat Nebraska yesterday early 17-1 to get a second go-round with the Tar Heels. OU won 9-5. And a final game between these two today determines the Chapel Hill Regional winner. The Tar Heels going for their 17th regional title, 15-3 in their last 18 home regionals since 2018. Just a little bit of history on Carolina in these sorts of situations. The Heels 3-2 all-time in winner-take-all regionals. The wins came against Florida Atlantic in 2013, VCU in 2022, LSU last year. The losses came 25 years ago to Penn State and in 2002 to South Carolina.
take a look at when those losses came. I mean, those came from teams that didn't really have the pedigree that Carolina now has. And the last one in 2002, that was right before Coach Fox really got it rolling with this program in the late 2000s and in the 2010s. And now this program, because it has so much pedigree, because guys have been in these types of games, Carolina has been much better.
Eight to 2, Carolina up on Oklahoma. It's the first, if necessary, game of the day. A few others to follow. Should be an exciting night of college baseball. Here's hoping the Tar Heels have a seat at the table next week against Arizona. Emerging out of Eugene, Oregon was the first national seed to go down. The top two teams, Vanderbilt and Texas, exited yesterday. Clemson and Georgia are also out. The Tar Heels have 2 down in the 7th. Runners at first and second. Angelo at the plate, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Hits first pitch. Check swing by Sam and a strike.
And Angelo didn't really see Jamie hit well yesterday.
Didn't see much well. His glasses kept fogging up, and he told me everybody understood he had to get those glasses defogged before he got back in at the plate.
Wearing sunglasses today.
The 0-1. Angelo takes a swing. Slow bouncing ball to the right side. It's scooped up. The throw to first is in time. And the inning is over. Getting to that ball, it was the shortstop, Jackson Willits, who throws out Angelo. And that ends the inning. The Tar Heels go no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left stranded. It's time to stretch. In Chapel Hill, our score, Carolina 8, Oklahoma 2 from Learfield.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It is that time again. Basketball camps are back, and young men who'll be in 6th or 7th grade during the 2025-2026 school year can apply for a scholarship through their local electric cooperative to attend the UNC basketball school this month. Apply online at ncelectriccooperatives.com/sportscamps. North Carolina's electric cooperatives, building a brighter future for people and communities across the Tar Heel state.
Looks like women's basketball star Alyssa Usby is here throwing out some T-shirts to the fans.
This baseball program brings out the stars. Roy Williams was here last night.
You know, Coach is superstitious. He came last night. The Heels didn't win. He wasn't going to show face again today.
8-2, Carolina leads as we start the 7th. Walker McDuffie drops in another dime, and it's 0-1 to Willis. 0 for 1 of the walk and a flyout. Tar Heels play him straight up around the infield. Regular depth on the outfield grass, which is manicured perfectly. The 0-1. Flied foul right side. Out of play. 0-2. The count to Willis. Walk and Carmichael also do up the 9, 1, and 2 spots for the Sooners. Walker McDuffie came in back in the 6th, struck out the side. His 0-2 pitch to Willis, and a battle of righties continues. Outside, 1 and 2. Willis has had 3 multi-hit games. 2 for 4 against Nebraska in Game 1. And then back-to-back 2 for 4 outings against the Tar Heels. The 1-2. McDuffie wanted that bad, but he didn't get it. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He nearly had his 4th consecutive strikeout.
I think these are calls that he normally gets, and Brian DeBrower makes you earn it.
The 2-2. McDuffie earns it with a swing and a miss, strike 3.
McDuffie's now faced 4 batters. He struck them all out.
There's an old line in Blazing Saddles.
Great
Gene Wilder
movie.
says about Mungo, don't do that, you'll just make him mad. I think Brian DeBrower just made McDuffie mad. And there's 4 consecutive strikeouts. Back to the top of the order, and Jason Walk, the lefty, looks at a slider over the outside corner. My goodness, it's 0-1.
I mean, you look last night, the Heels had issues throwing strikes. Walker McDuffie comes into the game and he says, don't worry, Coach, I will not have those problems.
The 0-1, big fly ball, deep right field. Bass runs out of room, and Walk has gone deep. First home run of the Chapel Hill Regional for Walk. His 9th on the season, RBI number 37. Just the 3rd home run McDuffie has given up this year. And the Sooners are down by 5 runs, 8-3, with 1 down in the 7th.
That's fine if you're McDuffie. It's just a solo home run, and you still have a 5-run lead.
Carmichael to the plate, 1 for 2 with a double. Righty. McDuffie's fastball eludes the zone, down and out, 1-0. Carmichael had 2 home runs in the first matchup with, make that in the second matchup with Carolina. I beg your pardon, that was in the Nebraska game. He had 2 homers, and then homered in the first matchup in the Chapel Hill Regional. So he's gone deep 3 times as he falls behind here to McDuffie. 2-1. We'll get it right eventually. It's been a long week for us here in the broadcast booth as well.
It's been a fun week, though.
Carmichael's hit safely in all 5 games as he looks at ball 3 outside. And no doubt, however this one ends, Carmichael will be on the Chapel Hill Regional team.
Yeah.
There'll be a spot for him. 3-1. Lazy fly down the line and right. Stokely running, chasing, and making a basket catch over his shoulder. He got both feet in bounds, knocked over the pylon in the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Hunter Stokely. 2 outs in the inning. Stokely doesn't exactly have the body composition of a wide receiver, but he's got the hands of one. And Carmichael is retired. That feels like a big out.
Man, Stokely looks like a big boy out there, and it's because he is, but he's really athletic for his size, and he can fly down that line, and he's got the footwork to make a play or two. Christensen
next up. He's a lefty. Looks at a fastball, 1-0. Singled in the first, struck out looking in the third. Was the 6th and final strikeout of Lynch in the 5th. Next pitch. Handcuffed him with a slider, and it's 1-1. The Heels lead the Sooners 8-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody on, 2 away. McDuffie's 1-1. Fastball lands outside. I think that's a fair call, but it still didn't miss by much. 2-1. McDuffie aims to fire. 2-2 on the swing and a miss. McDuffie gets the ball back, swipes it into his glove. The shift moves over towards the right side.
Major shift.
All-important 2-2 ends the inning. To the slider and to the dugout. Walker McDuffie takes the familiar stride off the mound. 5 strikeouts. And the 8-3 advantage for Carolina is safe into the 8th. Walk hits the homer, but that's the only damage done in the bottom of the 7th. 8-3. Heels up 5 after 7 from Learfield.
Hello, I'm Ben Cochran, Managing Partner at Hardison & Cochran, Attorneys at Law. My firm helps good people in North Carolina who have unfortunately had their life turned upside down due to an injury. We help our clients by telling their story and leveling the playing field against opponents who have an army of lawyers fighting to diminish or outright deny their claim. We're ready to help. All you have to do is reach out.
Hardison and Cochran, North Carolina Personal Injury Attorneys, 919 all fours.
Hey Tar Heel fans, this is Dave Nathan, here to remind you that revenue generated from the sale of officially licensed Tar Heel merchandise directly supports both need and merit-based scholarships for Carolina students. Next time you're shopping for your favorite Tar Heel gear, make sure to look for the officially licensed collegiate product label before you buy. This ensures the product has been approved by the university. Be blue and true, buy licensed, fund scholarships, and go Heels.
Dave Nathan, Ben Mihalovich here in Chapel Hill. Bryant Williams pushing every right button back at Learfield Mission Control on a Monday in early June. Carolina leads Oklahoma 8-3 in Game 7 of the Chapel Hill Regional. First game of the day, setting the stage for a fantastic afternoon and evening of college baseball. Louisville, Florida State, Arizona, Coastal, Auburn, UT San Antonio, UCLA, Duke, West Virginia, and Arkansas already into the Supers. The winner of this one joins them as French leads off the 8th from the left side. It's James Hitt still on the mound as French tries to bunt. Couldn't make contact, and a strike call, 0-1.
As our old pal Freddie Kiger likes to say, it's the lost art of bunting.
The Tar Heels have done all the little things right today en route to an 8-3 lead in the 8th. The 0-1. French swings, pelts a ground ball past second and into right field. That's his third single. Carter French, a new career high for hits in the biggest game of his life. Leadoff man aboard for the Tar Heels in the top of the 8th.
I don't know why you're trying to bunt him at this point.
You say that like I'm the one giving the signs, Ben.
Well, you aren't. I mean, Dave, if you're not calling the shots.
If I was calling the shots, the season would have been over back in March. Kepley at the plate from the left side, 0 for 4. The pitch. He puts a bunt down. That's a good one. First base side of the mound. Hit. Underhands a toss to first base. French advanced to second. And the sacrifice is executed by Kane Kepley.
It looks like Carolina here is just playing to get that run back and try and keep pressure on Oklahoma to keep scoring, not letting the Sooners chip away. And I think Jamie Hitt is done for the day.
The call is made to the bullpen as Oklahoma goes a little deeper into its batch of beleaguered arms. Dylan Tate, best one of the afternoon, lasted 4 innings, only allowed 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 5 before he tossed the ball over to Hitt, who got the Sooners out of the 7th and retired 1 in the 8th. A lefty comes out of the pen, and it's Jackson Kircher, 6'3 freshman from out of Little Rock.
Get this, Jackson Kircher, and we'll get to his stats first. He's got a 4.38 ERA in 12 appearances and 12 1/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 9 runs, only 6 of those earned. He's walked just 5 and struck out 16. Actually, a two-way player. He plays the outfield as well, and he was the number 2 outfielder and number 4 overall prospect coming out of Arkansas. So he might even be better as an outfielder than he is as a pitcher.
His home state school, Arkansas, has gotten through the Fayetteville Regional and awaits either Tennessee or Wake Forest in the Supers. Big-time matchup between the Deacs and Volunteers later today at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch should be in about 20 minutes as Wake tries to bounce another national seed. Tennessee tries to survive. It'll be an all-SEC showdown to determine one of the spots in Omaha. Here in Chapel Hill, Carolina leads Oklahoma 8-3. The Tar Heels have pounded out 13 hits, and almost all of them have been singles.
Today feels like the first time in a long time that we've had a standalone college baseball game. With the regular season and conference tournaments and then the first couple days.
Just a quick note on the hit tally. The double by Stokely is the only non-single today. 12 out of 13 hits, singles. And I don't want to get too far down the line, but the deeper that you go in this event, and when you play in Omaha, if you play in Omaha, that's a pitcher's ballpark, and it's those singles, those seeing eye base hits that can propel you to a bunch of victories.
Something that hurt last year's team, which loved to hit home runs.
First pitch to Vanderbrake, 97-mile-per-hour cheddar.
Oh, boy.
It's a ball, though, 1-0. Vandy 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. He hits in the 8th with the count, again, 1-0. And Carter French at second base. Kircher delivers. And there's a fly ball by Vanderbrake, towering towards left center field, carrying towards the scoreboard, and disappearing. Bang! Vanderbrake sails the fence, and the Tar Heels go up 10-3. The launch angle was impossible. That ball went straight up and then straight out of here.
How's that for playing for one run?
Why not make it 2? Vanderbrake's 7th home run, RBIs 53 and 54. Maybe the word about all those singles got downstairs. That's a Carolina home run. Brought to you by Lowe's Food, supporting home plate since 1954. 10-3, Carolina leads Oklahoma. And the next pitch to Stevenson is chunked behind him. Nothing about that delivery looked good from Kircher, who didn't look like he quite made up his mind halfway through his delivery if he wanted to let it go or not.
I think we saw Olin Johnson do the exact same thing last night. The only difference was there was a runner on base, and when Johnson threw it, Stevenson adeptly scooped it out of the ground and fired a laser down to second to catch Jackson Willett stealing.
1-0, Stevenson. Fans, 1 ball and 1 strike to the Heels catcher. 1 for 2, 2 runs scored. Vanderbrake's 2-run homer has made it 10-3 in favor of the Heels. The 1-1. High and away. 2-1. I'll toss this little nugget out there again. You didn't hear this from me. The Tar Heels 19-0 this year when scoring in double figures. The 2-1. Skips in the dirt, 3-1. Ben, I noticed you're tapping on the countertop here.
Not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
3-1. A count to Stevenson. 1 down in the 8th. The Tar Heels lead by 7. Kircher beats Stevenson to make it 3-2. Some bigger shadows creeping over from the right side, out in the outfield and onto the infield. The payoff pitch from the righty to the lefty. Got him looking. 98 miles per hour on the fastball. 2 outs in the inning. Stevenson strikes out for the 2nd time, and it brings Gallagher to the plate. Gavin has reached base 3 times today. 2 singles and an error. He's 2 for 4.
And there are 2 outs. Normally his time. Don't tell him there's nobody on base to drive in. He'll drive himself in.
Kircher's first pitch, lobbed low, 1 ball and no strikes to Gallagher. Oklahoma's got the cleanup hitter Willits, Trey Gamble, and Kyle Branch due up in the bottom of the 8th. Kircher's 1-0 to the righty, Gallagher. Fastball at the knees, called a strike. Count even at 1-1. Center fielder walk, shades Gallagher to right center. Infield at regular depth. The 1-1 bounces outside.
You can really tell when Kircher is going to throw an off-speed pitch. I mean, I can see it from up here that he slows his motion down and really tries to locate that pitch. He's way too careful with it, and Carolina is just going to sit on the fastball and see if they can catch up.
The 2-1. More 97-mile-per-hour heat, but it's outside. 3-1 to Gallagher with the bases clear and 2 down. In the top of the 8th, Carolina at the plate and in the lead, 10-3 over Oklahoma. Kircher's 3-1. Gallagher socks another long fly ball, left center field. How about another home run? Out of here in an instant.
I told you he'd drive himself in.
Gallagher has home runs in back-to-back games. There's not a kid that loves the big moment any more than Gallagher. 11-3. The Tar Heels lead is back up to 8. 16th home run for the Tar Heel sophomore. That's his 62nd RBI. And here comes another arm out of the bullpen for the Sooners. Not Kircher's finest hour.
And it looks like Oklahoma, I think at this point, is out of answers.
Kircher goes just a third of an inning, surrenders 2 homers. And OU brings Cameron Johnson into the game. Saw him earlier this weekend. Task is pretty simple. Just get out of the top of the 8th. Keep the Heels' advantage to 11-3. The rest is on the OU bats. A 3 spot in the 8th has put the Tar Heels up 11-3.
And
when Johnson was last spotted, he was finishing up the first game between these two. Heels won that one 11-5. He won an inning, struck out 3, surrendered 1 hit, allowed a walk, did not allow a run. And he'll face Hunter Stokely after he gets his warm-up tosses in.
I mean, you can never get too comfortable on the baseball diamond, and Carolina still has 6 outs to get, but with this inning and the three runs of insurance, you have to feel really, really good about where the Tar Heels sit.
Carolina's gotten a hit from every player today except for Kane Kepley and Tyson Bass. There was a lot of concern about some of the big bats in Carolina's lineup that hadn't been heard from in a game or two. Wouldn't worry about that. There's just a different sort of balance to this lineup. Each year's team stands on its own merits, but top to bottom, I don't think there's any such thing as an easy out. Power, while it's not as great as it was last year, and last year's power was record-setting, you can find some here and there. And there's just not a whole heck of a lot Oklahoma can do about the way things are right now. 11-3, Carolina leads in the 8th.
The power has been on full display here in the Chapel Hill Regional, and this is the best we've seen it all year. It took Carolina 5 games before the Heels finally hit a home run this year. And all of a sudden, in the Regional, they've woken up at the right time and are just clubbing baseballs left and right. And even with all these home runs, we still haven't seen one wind up over on Karen Shelton Stadium. Wonder if Hunter Stokely has something to say about that.
Angelo's hit a couple of home runs. Bass has a home run. Gallagher has 2 dingers. Vandebreek's into the home run column. Spotting the Supers to the winner, and it's the Heels up 11-3 in the top of the 8th with 2 down and nobody on for Hunter Stokely. Johnson's first pitch. That's inside, and did it get him on the knee or not?
I think it got Carmichael's glove, the very tip of it, because Stokely doesn't have any padding on his knee, and if a ball hits you like that in the knee, I think you'll feel it.
Stokely flings off one of the guards as he had in the count 1-0. It's a lefty-lefty matchup as Johnson kicks and fires. A fastball low, 2-0 to Stokely. Stokely got the Heels on the board back in the first with a 2-out, 2 RBI double. Walked in the third. Drove in a run with a sac fly in the fourth. Struck out in the seventh. Takes a pitch for a strike in the eighth. 2-1. Fastball, mid-90s. Johnson, like so many of these other arms, got some good velo. The 2-1. Inside, 3-1. Madera would be next. Again, Willits, Gamble, and Branch to hit for Oklahoma in the bottom of the eighth. For the fans that were here back at 3:06 when we got started, they all still remain. The 3-1. Stokely looks at ball 4 inside, and he takes a walk. By my count, that's just the third walk of the game issued by OU.
Yeah, it really hasn't been free passes that have gotten the Heels all these runs. I mean, Carolina has done it themselves with the bat. 15 hits today for the Tar Heels, and 12 of those are singles.
Carolina 2 hits off the pace for a season high. 17 the number to beat. That was in the first game of the Stony Brook series. Madera at the plate from the left side. Moved off with an inside fastball, 1-0. French singled to begin the inning. Kepley bunted him over to second. Vandebreak hit a 2-run homer. Stevenson struck out looking before Gallagher went yard. Stokely just took a walk. 11-3 Heels in the eighth. The 1-0. Bounced it low. 2-0 to the Heels shortstop. Madera, 3 for 4. 2 driven in, 1 run scored. Another hit for Ahmad would equal his season and career high. The 2-0. Inside, 3-0.
They might not get a chance to get a hit here.
For whatever arms Oklahoma's got left, they're warming up in the bullpen right now.
2 more of them, and nobody going in the Carolina pen.
Stokely with a slight lead off of first. Christensen holds the runner. The 3-0. Taken down and in. A 4-pitch walk, and that puts Madera aboard and pushes Stokely over into scoring position. Oklahoma's situation has not improved as the infield comes together to try to calm down Johnson, who's got to face off against Bass, who's one of the 2 Tar Heels without a base hit.
The Tar
He's
Heel
the 8th
chants
to the plate this inning, Ben.
Tar Heel chants ringing around the Bosch right now. The fans are feeling great about this Carolina team.
Infielders give Johnson a pat on the backside as they all head back to their spots around the diamond. Willis at third. Willits, the shortstop. Branch near second. The first baseman, Christensen, plays off the bag. Carmichael sets up behind the plate as OU's catcher. Bass at the plate from the right side against the southpaw. Johnson fresh in out of the pen. The pitch. That's inside, and Bass has to do a little 2-step to get out of the way of trouble. 1-0. Carolina has scored in bunches this afternoon. The 1-0. Outside and low, 2-0. The Heels got 3 in the first, 4 in the third, and 3 so far in the eighth, and leading 11-3.
It doesn't look like Carolina is done yet. Johnson is totally incapable of throwing a strike right now.
The 2-0. Finally a strike for the OU southpaw, and it was barely over the outside corner to Bass, 2-1.
DeBrouwer might have expanded his zone a little bit there to help Johnson out.
Stokely at second, Madera at first. 2 down in the 8th. The Heels lead by 8. The pitch. In the left-handed batter's box. Ball 3. Bass awaits the 3-1 from Johnson. After a peek to second, here it comes. And there goes Bass down to first base. Pitch was inside, and it's 3 consecutive walks from Cam Johnson. Bases loaded. And out of the dugout again is Skip Johnson. Angelo's at the plate, the only Tar Heel yet to hit, and what could be the nail in the Sooners' coffin. Johnson doesn't record an out, walks 3, and the Sooners bring out Bo Sampson, a sophomore lefty from out of St. George, Utah, from Salt Lake Community College. Trey Gamble also out of Salt Lake Community College. That's a spot that's been good to the Oklahoma baseball program. But, Ben, losing a game early in a regional format will tax you in ways that you could never predict. And after Oklahoma beat Nebraska and fell to Carolina, taking the long way around the regionals, coming back and beating Carolina, and then back to the field today with who knows what combination of arms available, the Sooners just look like they run out of steam.
Yeah, there are a couple ways to look at the NCAA tournament and at least the run to Omaha, but you obviously have to win your first game, but that 1-0 game is probably the most important game on the way to the road to Omaha. If you lose that game, then it gets really tricky and you start having to use a ton of guys.
And that was, quite frankly, the biggest roll of the dice for Oklahoma coming to Chapel Hill, going with Malachi Richardson in that first game as opposed to his twin brother Kyson, the All-SEC performer. OU goes with maybe its number 2 guy, still gets the win, throws its ace in the 1-0 game, and the ace got obliterated.
Yeah, Malachi Witherspoon threw really well in that first game. He actually threw how people expected his brother Kyson to throw, and everyone was saying after the first game, well, the gamble paid off for Oklahoma. Well, Kyson still had to win game 2 for that gamble to pay off, and Carolina rocked Kyson Witherspoon early and often in the 1-0 game. And that meant that the Tar Heels had to win just one of the next 2 games, while Oklahoma would have to win 3 games in 2 days. And that little bit more rest that Carolina has is really paying off here today.
11-3. The Heels lead the Sooners in the 8th, have the bases loaded with 2 down. Here's a snapshot of what the Tar Heels have done to the opposing starters this week. Danny Macchiarola from Holy Cross gave up 4 runs on 7 hits on Friday. Witherspoon in that 1-0 game pounded for 9 runs and 10 hits. Then, in a weird way, Jaden Barfield only surrendered 1 run and 2 hits through 4 yesterday for Oklahoma before Reed Hensley exited after 2 1/3 today, giving up 5 runs and 5 hits to the Tar Heels. Angelo at the plate. The lefty backs away from a high fastball, 1-0. Bass at first base, Madera at second, Stokely at third. There are 2 down. We're in the top of the 8th, 11-3 Carolina. The shift is on, protecting the right side. The 1-0. Angelo hits one on the ground to the right side. It's into the outfield. Branch gets to it and throws him out at first base on the green grass. OU gets off the field, but the Tar Heels strike for 3 more runs on 3 hits. 2 were homers, no errors. 3 left on base. The Tar Heels have an 11-3 advantage. The Sooners to the plate in the bottom half of the 8th from Learfield.
To spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Carolina holds an 11-3 advantage on Oklahoma in the bottom half of the 8th. Again, OU designated as the home team today in Chapel Hill. Sooners have a long road back, down by 8 runs, down to their final 6 outs. Willits, Gamble, Branch due up against McDuffie, who struck out 5 through 2 innings. We'll get things started off after we pause 10 seconds for a station ID on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Chorus of boos raining down on Willits. Takes the ball outside, 1-0. His tomfoolery yesterday on the base paths brought out the boo birds. Had to dig deep for that one, partner.
Yep.
Carolina fans have not let that one slide. Speaking of slide, there's a slider. And Willits even in the count 1-1 on the strike that's taken.
I think we've seen only fastballs and sliders today from this Carolina pitching staff, and it has worked well.
There's a fastball low, 2-1. Willits 0 for 3, pair of flyouts and a strikeout. He and Gamble, the only two yet to face McDuffie, who's been so good through the first 2 innings of work out of the pen. 2-1. Out of his hand, it was outside, 3-1. Only mistake McDuffie made was serving up the home run ball to walk last inning. Outside of that, 5 strikeouts, and he got Carmichael to foul out to first. The 3-1 with the righty on the mound, the lefty at the plate. Low, ball 4. Oklahoma gets the leadoff man aboard. Third time today the Sooners have the leadoff man reach. Branch singled in the 4th. Gamble, who's at the plate now, walked in the 6th. And Willits aboard in the 8th. Heels 11. Sooners 3. It's the Arizona Wildcats getting a piece of the winner in the Supers. Gamble 0 for 2. Bashes the first pitch into the netting behind third, 0-1. There was some hazy cloud cover earlier. It's broken up. Light blue skies over the top of Bryson Field as those shadows reach towards right and across the infield.
Who made Ryan Lynch have to get that foul ball?
The 0-1. Fly ball, tailing foul down the line and left. And near the Tar Heels bullpen, 0-2 the count to Gamble, who fought off the fastball. Ryan Lynch went the first 5 before he was thrust into some other duties. McDuffie came along in the 6th, has gotten through the 7th. Here we are in the 8th with a runner at first for OU, and the Tar Heels up 11-3. The 0-2, strike 3, clear as day, right down Franklin Street, and Gamble retired on the backwards K, the 6th of the afternoon from the kid from Broadway.
All he does is just drop strikes in the zone, and every pitching coach and every head coach loves a pitcher who just throws strikes, and that's what Walker McDuffie does. He puts it on a platter and says, hey, come hit it, and most teams don't.
Branch next up, looks at a pitch outside, 1-0. So that's 12 strikeouts issued by the Tar Heel pitchers today. 26th time this year Carolina struck out at least 10. The 1-0. Fastball with some arm side run. Crosses over the inside corner. 1-1 to the freshman second baseman Branch. 1 for 3. The first to face McDuffie 2 innings ago. And the first strikeout victim
And Dave, you'll never guess who has a ball in his hand in the bullpen right now.
The 1-1. Slider called a strike. Make it 1-2. Well, he wears Jerry Stackhouse's old number. 42.
Not a better pitcher in the country.
McDuffie from the first base side of the rubber with his back to the runner aboard. Comes set. The 1-2. Fly ball to right center field. Kepley having to run back towards the track. In the shadows. 2 down. Branch gave it a ride, but not deep enough. Willett still stuck at first. 2 down in the 8th, and it's Deshaun Harris to the dish. 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. 11-3. Carolina still leads by 8 in the 8th. Time will tell if somebody other than McDuffie finishes this game. First pitch to Harris, who loses his protective gear. McDuffie, by the way, 45 pitches into his evening. The 46th pitch is on the way. Line foul. Into the netting, and the ball rescued from out of the Carolina bullpen. 0-1 to Harris. In a weird way, it feels like McDuffie's thrown a lot more strikes. 27 of his 46 pitches have been in the zone. It feels like almost everything has been in the zone.
I would have guessed 40 of 46.
The 0-1. Outside and just barely. 1-1 to Harris. Willett's got a leadoff walk before Gamble went down looking at strike 3. Branch flied out to right center. The pitch drops out, and Harris takes a swing and a miss. 1-2. McDuffie and the Tar Heels may be just a pitch away from going to the 9th, up 11-3. Wind has shifted to left just after 6 p.m., and a Monday elimination game is time called. And we've got an out called on the hitter. Harris is out, and we're on to the 9th.
Yeah, what Harris has to do is he has to get into the batter's box and make eye contact with McDuffie by a certain time. He didn't. McDuffie doesn't even need to throw that last pitch.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and Willett's left stranded at first base. It's totally come apart for Oklahoma. The Sooners down to their final 3 outs when they come back to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. First, it's the Tar Heels' turn to hit at the top of the 9th, and the Heels lead the Sooners 11-3 in a must-have game in Chapel Hill from Learfield.
Quality, affordable, dependable. The characteristics that have built the foundation for B&T Heating and Air Conditioning since opening its doors in 1988. B&T Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to serve communities across the Raleigh-Durham area from right here in Chapel Hill to anywhere in between. To schedule your heating, whole house generator, or electrical service or tune-up, visit their website at bntheatingandair.com. B&T Heating and Air Conditioning, generators and electrical. Family owned and doing it right the first time, every time.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. Come on, move! You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Carolina Baseball is presented all season long by Hardison and Cochran. Injured and have legal questions? Call Hardison and Cochran, 919-ALL-4s.
Walker McDuffie has tied his career high with 7 strikeouts. We go to the 9th. Carolina leads Oklahoma 11-3 in Game 7 of the Chapel Hill Regional. Carter French leads off. First pitch called a strike to the lefty on the outside corner. Bo Sampson out in front of the Tar Heels left fielder, who's 3 for 4. Been a career day at the plate for French, who's got a run scored and an RBI. The 0-1. Down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. French, Kepley, Vanderbrake. The trio due up for Carolina in the top of the 9th, up 11-3. The 1-1. Wide, 2 balls and a strike. Wind has slowed. Daylight still shining down from above. Lights are on here in Boshamer Stadium. The 2-1. Hard hit fly ball. Sailing towards left center. Walk is back near the track, and French retired for the first out of the 9th, but boy, did he give it a ride.
Hey, hit it pretty well. Good oppo field power. Ball just died out there, and man, there has not been a gust of wind all day. I think in the last 2 days, really, because I don't think we had any last night.
Had a lot of rain the last few nights in Chapel Hill. Today, though, has been perfect. Here's Kepley. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sampson misses with a high fastball, 1-0. Base is clear, 1 away, top of the 9th. Heels 11, Sooners 3. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Next pitch. Ball 3, low and outside to Kepley. Kepley still hunting his first hit. Does he have the green light here? 3-0? Not even close. Called a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, his job is just to get on base, so a green light for him on 3-0 would be pretty surprising.
Sampson's next offering is high, and there's ball 4. Kepley loses the bat, heads down to first base. And the Heels have a 1-out base runner. Up 11-3 in the 9th. Here comes Jackson Vanderbrake. The last time he was at the plate, he knocked a home run over the left center field wall. Kepley leads off of first. Christensen holds the runner. Sampson deals to the plate. Above the letters, 1-0 to Vandy. The second offering from the lefty to the righty. Foul tipped off the end of the bat. 1-1 of the Heels' second baseman.
So impressive as a leader is Vanderbrake. I mean, we talked about he sat out all of last year, almost all of last year, and not because of injuries, because he was replaced in the field and didn't waver at all, came in Omaha and got things done.
1-1, clutch pitch by Sampson over the inside corner, moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Kepley leads off of first after taking the 1-out walk. Heels 11, Sooners 3. We're in the 9th. The pitch. Vanderbrake lashes another base hit. That's into center field. Kepley speeds around second and slides into third. Kepley was floating on dirt the way that he slid feet first into third base. It's like in those 80s movies where those young kids try to hop over the front of an automobile and slide on the hood of their car. That's Kepley on the diamond. First and third for the Diamond Heels.
Never seen a player be so fast and yet so smooth.
Luke Stevenson to the plate with a chance to add to Carolina's 11-3 advantage. Sampson sets to fire. First pitch. Whacked foul. Comes down in front of Gallagher in the on-deck circle. 0-1 to Stevenson, who's walked, singled, been hit by a pitch, and struck out twice. He scored 2 runs and has a chance to add to his RBI tally, which currently sits at 53. The 0-1. Drifts outside, 1-1. Carolina 38-10. in home regionals. Trying to win an elimination game for a second consecutive year. The 1-1. Wide, 2-1. Last year's game against LSU went to extras. Carolina won in 10, 4-3. That was under darkness. This one still out in the daylight. 11-3. Heels up in the ninth with 2 on and 1 down the pitch. Stevenson couldn't connect with the changeup, and it's 2-2.
This one definitely not as nail-biting as last year. A couple of exciting games in the Chapel Hill Regional, in the Chapel Hill Super Regional, and then in Omaha.
Coming to the park today, you just had no idea which way this one was going to go. The 2-2. Swing and a miss by Stevenson. Down he goes on strikes for the third consecutive time. It's the first strikeout for Sampson. It's the second out of the inning. And that's code for Gavin Gallagher to go to work. Had a 2-out homer in the 8th. He may be closing in on Chapel Hill Regional MVP honors.
Closing in? I mean, he's raced well past that. I mean, you'll be hard-pressed to find a guy who has been better this weekend throughout the entire country.
He's only got 12 hits in his last 4 games, as he's 3 for 5 and takes the ball 1-0. Six extra base hits for Gallagher, covering the Holy Cross and Oklahoma matchups that he's been in. Kepley at third, Vandebrake at first. 2 down in the ninth, Heels up by 8. The 1-0 sits outside, 2-0. The Heels got 3 in the first, 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 3 in the 8th to lead 11-3.
About Gallagher here, I mean, even with as well as he's hitting, he's not chasing anything.
The 2-0. Gallagher, another line drive, gone into the netting over the left field fence. Is this for real? I'll tell you what, it is real, and it's spectacular. Put up 3 more, 14-3. The route is on, and Carolina may very well be moving on to the Supers as Gavin Gallagher strokes another shot.
I mean, good Lord. Like, at a certain point, like, Arizona might be putting out a flyer right now. Anyone who thinks they can get Gavin Gallagher out, meet us at the Tucson airport tomorrow.
Two home runs for Gallagher. 4 hits in the game. 4 RBIs. And a 14-3 cushion for Carolina. Stokely next up takes a ball over the outside corner. Second pitch. Line drive back through the middle. It comes to the shortstop Willits, who throws out Stokely. And that ends the inning. But the Tar Heels tack on some insurance. 3 more runs thanks to the Gavin Gallagher 3-run homer. 2 hits, no errors. Nobody left. The Tar Heels are 3 outs away from winning the Chapel Hill Regional. Oklahoma at the plate. When we come back, 14-3. Carolina up big from Learfield.
Need to refresh your UNC gear? Visit the new off-campus Tar Heel Team Store located at 120 East Franklin Street in the heart of Chapel Hill. Open Tuesday through Sunday, we offer an enhanced in-person shopping experience and carry the latest designs from Nike, Jordan, Peter Millar, and more. Stop by for an official Nike replica jersey with your favorite Tar Heels name and number. The Tar Heel Team Store is your one-stop shop for all things UNC. Mention code Carolina Baseball and receive 10% off your purchase. Exclusions apply.
When you're getting ready for the big game, make sure you have plenty of Hampton Farms peanuts on hand. Hampton Farms is based in North Carolina, just like the Tar Heels, and they specialize in producing only the highest quality, fresh roasted, in-the-shell peanuts and snacks. In addition, peanuts are one of the healthiest snacks around. They are naturally low in carbs and high in protein. So before the next game, head to your favorite store's produce department and grab a bag of Hampton Farms In the Shell peanuts, the official peanuts of the Tar Heels.
Three hours ago, this was anybody's game. 3 hours later, Carolina leads Oklahoma 14-3, heading into the bottom half of the ninth. Oklahoma has got Dickerson, Willis, and Walk due up. Dickerson has provided most of the offense tonight. He had a 2-run homer in the second that had the Sooners down 3-2, but since then, Carolina has accelerated past OU. McDuffie's first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. 14-3, the Tar Heels have matched their season high with 17 hits. The 0-1. McDuffie grunts and heaves a pitch outside, 1-1 to Dickerson.
And now Cam Padgett's throwing in this Carolina bullpen. That means the Heels aren't going to use Jake Knapp, and he should be ready to go on game one.
McDuffie passed the 50-pitch plateau. The count to Dickerson, 1-1. Next pitch, framed by Stevenson, but outside, 2-1.
The Heels have their season high 17 hits.
The 2-1. That's another ball, 3-1. Even with our headsets covering our ears, this far removed from the field, we can hear McDuffie grunting with every pitch. Sounds like a tennis player serving. The 3-1. Skips away, and it's ball 4. A 5-pitch walk puts Dickerson aboard again in the 8th. Willits took a walk, but then McDuffie hunkered down and got Gamble to strike out looking and Branch and Harris to go down. Here's Willis, who's due up, but pinch hitter to the plate instead, Scott Mudler, who didn't play in either of the first 2 games against Carolina. 3 for 9 in the event, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and a double. Mudler, a lefty, takes a strike.
And Mudler's playing this with a hurt hand from game 1 against Nebraska, and a good move by Skip Johnson to let the senior go out there and get what will likely be his final college at bat.
Mudler hitting .258, awaits the 0-1 and grounds to second. Vanderbrake slides on the outfield grass to get to it, throws to Stokely at first, and Mudler retired for the first out of the inning. Dickerson heads down to second base, and the lineup turns over to Jason Walk, who's 1 for 4 with a homer. (14-3), Carolina up on Oklahoma in the 9th. Gallagher in on the infield grass at third. McDuffie's pitch, swatted foul. 0-1 the count to Walk. He's grounded out, struck out twice. The homer, the only mistake McDuffie's really made, came back in the 7th. We're in the 9th. 14-3, the Tar Heels trying to close out Oklahoma. The 0-1. Outside of the lefty. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Lynch went the first 5. McDuffie has been good for the last 3 1/3. The 1-1 from the righty to the lefty. Wide, 2-1. Tight strike zone. If you're just joining us, it's been that way since the get-go, all the way back at 3:06. Nearing 6:30, Carolina is 2 outs away from advancing into the Supers. The 2-1. Walk fouls it off at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Sooners center fielder. Infield shifts around to the right side. A lead off of second base for Dickerson. The 2-2 pitch from McDuffie. Swung and barely glanced at foul. Took a hop on the dirt in the right-handed batter's box and then bounced into the glove of Stevenson. It is still 2-2 to Walk.
Looked like Jason Walk was almost trying to slap a hit like in softball where you start running and as you're running down the line, you swing the bat. Ichiro used to do that as well.
The 2-2. Fly ball to left center field. It's carrying towards the track as French gets back there. He squeezes out number 2. Dickerson stays at second, and the Sooners are down to their final out. Carolina 14, Oklahoma 3. Easton Carmichael due up. 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Two Sooners down. A runner at second. Heels up 14-3. McDuffie's first pitch. Fastball at 94 outside, 1-0. McDuffie got Carmichael to foul out to Stokely back in the 7th. We're in the bottom of the 9th, and the Tar Heels lead by 11 runs. The 1-0. Drifted outside. 2-0 to Carmichael.
Duffy's accuracy has faded just a little bit as he's gotten up to now this will be his 65th pitch.
He's got the sign from Stevenson. The freshman comes set and delivers. A strike at the knees. 2-1 the count to Carmichael. Every fan here in Boshamer Stadium is standing. This crowd has been oh so good for the entire weekend. The 2-1 pitch to Carmichael. Swinging a line drive over second base and into right center field. Dickerson rounds third and scores 14-4. Oklahoma now down by 10 runs. Carmichael's got his second hit and his first RBI, and the game continues with 2 down. Sam Christensen next up at the plate. Bullpen activity continues for Carolina, although it looks like the Heels will stick with McDuffie to try to get this final out of the Chapel Hill Regional. As there's time called down on the field. Was there a balk on McDuffie that advances Carmichael over to second base?
I guess so. I didn't see it. But the umpiring crew, all 3 of the base umpires, Joe Harris, Brian Marine, and Jeff Wright, were very certain of what they saw.
First pitch to Christensen. Strike call at the knees, and the lefty falls behind 0-1. If that was a balk, and if it wasn't, I don't know what it was, it'd be the first of the season on McDuffie. 14-4. Carolina leads Oklahoma. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. The 0-1 pitch to the lefty. Chopped towards first base. Stokely runs in, scoops it up, steps on the bag. Carolina beats Oklahoma 14-4, and you can send it to the Supers. Carolina advances out of the Chapel Hill Regional, knocking off the Sooners. In Game 7, it's the Heels and Arizona Wildcats. Later on this week, Carolina survives and plays on.
Another complete performance in the regionals by the Tar Heels. And how about the 2 freshman arms on the mound getting the job done in the biggest games of their lives?
The only 2 arms Carolina needed this afternoon. Ryan Lynch and Walker McDuffie propel Carolina to a 14-4 win over Oklahoma and win number 45 on the season. What a performance and a moment that you had to have. And as the Heels have done so often this year, they met the moment and blew right by their opponent.
Absolutely, and Carolina all weekend looks like the best team in this regional, and Carolina advances out of the regional and most importantly keeps its traditional 3-game starters in line to face Arizona here. We're not sure if that regional will start on Friday or Saturday.
We know this.